tradition, dripping the mic on Sunday nights, presenting you with 2020 visions. So join us this day and every Sunday night with Ameerah, the Songstress, and on Blog Talk Radio, a for sure way to start your week off right. 2020 visions on Drip the Mic.
It's Ameerah the Songstress. No regret. You're tapped into 2020 Vision on Drip the Mic Network. All is well. Stay focused. Hey. Yes, we made it back here another Sunday, and I don't need to see myself, Tony. You know how I like it. Come on now. We made it back in here another Sunday, and spirit is high. All kinds of things is going on. Everybody is up to their old tricks in the spirit, because everything that could have happened today has happened. But anyway, how y'all feeling?
Yeah, man.
Man, all is well, though.
Man, I'm feeling good out here.
All is always well. Well, you know I'm not alone. Well, sometimes I'm alone. This time I'm not alone, though. I have the CEO of Drip the Mic Network in the building, my brother Aziz. Say hello to the people.
Hey, my people, how y'all doing? Peace and blessings, love to everybody out there. Thank you for tuning in.
He also brought his beautiful bride with him. She goes by the name of Subliminal. They're gonna co-pilot this ship for me today. So we have 3 people on the panel to do some interviewing. It's gonna be interesting and good, but it's gonna be conversational. We at the cookout, y'all.
Yes.
We gonna have a good time. Mm-hmm. But I have some special guests in the house. They go by the name of Tina Wolfe. Say hello to the people. As well as Shaman Baba T.
Nice to be here on show.
Peace, love, and light. All right, so before we get into this thing, you know what I like to give a few shout outs and talk to you guys about my week. So first I want to shout out my other big brother. I'm going to say your government. I'm sorry. I know what you want me to do. You want me to say your nickname, but that ain't going to happen.
Right.
Rockman. I'm going to say Rockman. Rockman. Say it like it was given to us.
That's right.
Ameerah.
Ameerah.
And Rockman. Aziz.
That power, mighty.
Ameerah. Akbar.
The greatest.
Ameerah. So, yeah, we're going to say it right. Happy birthday, big brother. I hope you having a good time in Miami. I know you turn up for us.
Happy birthday, big bro.
Next time, hopefully, we'll be out there with you.
Yes.
Give it up for my brother. Give him a hand clap, Tony.
All right, I can do that.
And then next, I want to shout out Ricky Smiley. You know, there's conversation going on in not just our communities, but just in this country about Black women not being protected, especially by our male counterparts. And, you know, last time that subject came up on this show, I didn't quite have an opinion, or either I probably just didn't want to voice my opinion at that time. But I definitely want to dig into it now. I feel that I still don't feel comfortable saying that just as a whole, Black women are not protected, especially by our Black men. I don't want to just put that blanket statement out there, because I like to be able to back up what I say. So I would have to, have a million examples of how it does not happen. Now, I see that it doesn't happen as often as it should, and it hurts my heart, it hurts my spirit, it hurts my soul. But there are also times that I know personally that it does happen. And this is one of those times. So I want to shout out Ricky Smiley for doing this. Now, I don't want to celebrate him in the way of he's doing something that is amazing and something fantastic. I want to shout him out to say thank you for standing up and being who you are supposed to be, King. Right? Thank you for standing in front of us and clearing the pathway so that as queens we can make our way through.
Yes.
So I want to show this clip from Ricky Smiley, and just let's see what he got into over the weekend.
Over the weekend, Ricky Smiley would find himself in a tense situation after a white man would call a close friend of his the N-word. The incident would get captured on film just before Smiley was set to go on a fishing trip.
Okay, hey, don't do it again. We are not our ancestors. Do you understand? You understand? I will baptize you in that water behind you. What is your name? What's your name? Draw. Don't ever do it again. You understand? Have a nice day.
Shout out to Comedy Hype for posting that on YouTube. You guys go check out Comedy Hype. I like that that station on YouTube. Subscribe if you can. He has a lot of great information about our comedians, and you get a lot of the backstory. So I watch Comedy Hype quite often. So shout out to you, and thank you for providing that clip for us on 2020 Vision. But just a little bit of the backstory on that. Ricky Smiley and his friends were going on a fishing trip, and one of the young ladies that showed up, her and another friend that showed up, there was the guy that you guys saw him talking to in the video. He was driving a truck, and he almost hit the young ladies, the two black young ladies, as they were walking across the path. And he had to, suddenly stop for them, and it made him mad that he had to stop from getting ready to hit a pedestrian. Let's just say that. I mean, a pedestrian versus a vehicle, there's no match for that. So the fact that he had to inconvenience himself and stop driving fast and stop so that he wouldn't harm two human beings, instead of him, asking to beg their pardon, he called them, I think he said, I probably can't quote him verbatim, but he pretty much called them niggas.
Wow.
Like dumb niggas, basically, for trying to
his
inconvenience.
privilege.
Right. And so that was Ricky Smiley checking him, like, you don't do that. These are my sisters, and I know you're scared right now, and that's why you're apologizing. But the same fear that you have in your heart, that's how these young ladies felt.
That's right.
So just standing up for what you should, and just being a righteous brother, a righteous king. We applaud you, Ricky Smiley. Thank you so much, and we need more of that. I would love to see more than that. I would like to report on that. That's what I don't want to keep spreading this news that we're not for each other.
Right, exactly, because then it becomes a narrative.
Yes. So how you feel about that, Baba T?
Well, I am a man who has always stood up for my sisters.
Right.
I didn't have any sisters growing up, but I have a mother, I have a grandmother who I love dearly.
Yes.
And it didn't take a rocket science for me growing up to know that if someone looked like me, then they are a part of me in some kind of way. And so I always made sure that not only was I safe, but those around me were as well. And I always stood up for our sisters when it came to any type of discrepancies from anyone. And so I appreciate Ricky Smiley for stepping up and doing what he did as well. And I can definitely identify with him on that, and have done that in many occasions. Ashe.
All right.
My opinion on that is, and we have to do it against everybody. It can't just be against other races. Again, I don't want to make this a narrative, but as sad as it is to say, sometimes we have to defend our sisters against our own people that look like us, as well as other races as well. So it has to be a universal message across the board that is shown, in my opinion.
I agree.
Totally agree. I wouldn't want to see anyone get hurt. Black, white, Mexican. It's just, we're all humans. We all have the same blood running through us. We're all created as equal.
Yes.
Let's treat each other as equals.
Right. What about you, Miss Tina?
For me, I'm glad that he did stand up. I've had situations where men have stood up for me, specifically Black men. So I do appreciate that. So I'm proud of him for doing that.
Wonderful. Good. We're all proud of Ricky Smiley. All right, let's move on. We have to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about Breonna Taylor. Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, we definitely got to talk about it. And, definitely as I think as a country, as a nation, we don't believe that justice was served. Now, I do appreciate the large settlement that they received, that the parents received, but no amount of money, let's be clear, can bring back your child, losing a child. We believe as humans that our children that we should go before our children. So it's a hurt that's unmeasurable. And to have handled her life so carelessly is what I believe upsets us all the most. And the blatant disrespect and disregard for us as a community that's ongoing. And not to mention another black woman that wasn't, and you know what? And I was going to say wasn't protected, but that's not even true, because her boyfriend tried to defend her. He did exactly what it was that he was supposed to do, in that situation. And what they tried to say was self-defense. But he was defending himself and his girlfriend and his household.
Right, already.
You came in unannounced. He automatically thought, because that's what I would think, that someone's breaking in, especially if we're not expecting the police. We're not hiding from the police. We're just living our shit. We're just sleeping at this point. So I believe that Breonna Taylor, her boyfriend did exactly what we're asking is protect. But unfortunately, when he's outnumbered and outpowered by the people that's supposed to protect us, in this nation, in this country, no matter what color our skin is, we supposed to be protected. But now it seems all too often the narrative is becoming we have to fear now, or we should, if you're walking down the street and you see a crime happening or you see something going on, the first thing you don't think in this point in time is call the police, because you don't know what they're going to do when they get there. They may make the situation, much worse than it is. And some of them, it's not all police officers, and we all know or have family members that are police officers that don't subscribe to this BS. But why is it so many that does? That's my question.
There's a methodology, I think, that kind of subscribes to the whole thing, and the evilness in it. What I want to touch on specifically is, how does a wall get more justice than a human being? That is the evilness in the methodology to drive their point home. Not only to say, look, we understand what we did. We personally don't give a shit. Right. And for you making us think about it, we're going to add insult to injury, and we're going to give this wall justice over a black body.
Isn't that crazy?
And I think that just kind of, if you don't see that method in that, if you don't see that extra point, that's all, that's deliberate. It wasn't, this is the only charge we could get just to pacify them. No, this was a deliberate charge to just pour salt in the wound, in my opinion.
Right. Anybody else want to speak on that before we move on?
Too touchy.
Sure, I'd like to add something.
Okay.
When I was in the military, I'm a combat veteran. I served in the Army
Thank you.
15 years.
Thank you.
For
And when I was in Iraq, there were rules of engagement. And if you had fired on civilians, especially those who were not a target, there was punishment for that. And in some cases, or most cases, anytime you even fired your weapon, there had to be an accountability of why. There had to be an after-action report.
Okay.
To be done. And I don't understand why that's not done here in this country with our own citizens and our own police. I don't understand why the rules of engagement are so easy for them and not when we're overseas.
Yeah, I think about that as well. And Shaman Baba T, my husband also serves in the military. He's been in the Navy. He served this country for more than 20 years, probably going on 24 years.
Yes.
He's a commander at this point in the military, and we have the conversation all the time, like, if you get shot down, unjustly, which is pretty much what it would be, by police officers, like how does the military have your back? Like, what will they do besides give me money, right? Give his spouse some money. Like, hey, well, he's dead. Here you go. Like, and there's not much. I mean, it's not even like they could, I don't even know if I could go to them and hire a lawyer or get a lawyer from them. Nothing. So it's, you serve the country, you protect everybody's right for freedom, and then you have your own freedom taken away from you when you get back home. It's story as old as time, but that's what's, been happening. So I think it's a sore spot for all of us. We got to get it right. That's why not just voting. We can say vote, vote, vote. We need to know what we're voting for, what we're voting on. We need to know who's in office, who's running. We need to know, like I remember you were telling me about Kamala Harris, right? And you were saying you know her
Right, yeah. No, I know
from damn near personal experiences.
Right, yeah, pretty much.
And do you want to speak a little bit about the things that you know about her? Or is that a little?
Well, I mean, no, I don't mind.
Okay.
I have no problem at all. So, as everybody know, I made no secret of this. I have a past. Before I got my shit together, I was out there fucking up in the world. Everybody know what I did. But a lot of the times that I did get in trouble, Kamala Harris was the signing decision on some of the things that, some of the decisions that were made as far as what time I served and things like that. Now, here's the thing. Now, me personally, some of the shit I did, yes, I definitely deserve to serve time. But I also know that from experience, one of the something that we all agreed on as black people in the Bay Area is essentially where she worked. She was actually in lockstep with the whole system. She was part of the system that she claims to fight against now. She was actually an integral tool used by this exact system. Until she decided to run for a higher office. But she personally, she has a great conviction record. But it was actually, she was a puppet. And she never, it just amazes me how all of a sudden she sees this need for criminal reform now when she was part of the system that needed to be criminally reformed. And there's a lot of brothers and sisters in the Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco, that area, that would definitely agree. But that's something that I just haven't really spoke on it because, it's I mean, what do you do? It's the lesser of two evils. But the thing about it is, to go over what you're saying, we really have to watch who we are electing in these offices, not just focus on the president. We have to look at our local and our state officials that we're electing as well, that enables the president to be able to do the things that he does do. So
right, and that, I believe, really at a local and a state level is what affects us personally the most. Yeah. I would even say more than the president because, the president that's sitting now, he says a lot of things, but some of those things does not trickle down to the communities, at least not the good things. So really pay attention to who you're electing as a judge. That could make the difference of, your 18 or 19-year-old son first time doing something and did something stupid, getting 10, 15 years to life versus a slap on the wrist and probation and a second chance to get it right. I'm just saying. Yep. So let's move on. We're going to lighten the mood just a little bit. This one is called Spiritual Release, and I want to show a few TikTok videos, and we're going to get into this interview. I promise you guys, the spirit is high. Yes, and they already been playing tricks. I'm telling you, oh my God, the spirit is... Yeah, I had a little conversation with Spirit before I came up in here, I'm just going to say. But anyway, let's get into some of these TikTok videos. I want to shout out David for sending this one in. Let's check them out.
You good? You are feeling overwhelmed the first time in forever. It feels like you've been gifted with the energy, time, and resources to construct your life on your own terms while simultaneously feeling cursed with the knowledge that while you can technically manifest anything that you desire, if you don't act on those desires in a timely fashion, they can slowly become a prison of your own fears. And on top of that, some small part of you still craves those structures that allows you to take less responsibility for the life you're creating? Yes, exactly that. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Just do one small thing today. And remember, those structures weren't inherently bad or good. It was your unconscious adherence to them that led to your disharmony. But now that you're aware of it, I can take what's useful and discard what isn't. Yes, now go take a shower. We smell like shit. You said do one thing. That's really the hill you trying to die on today?
Shout out to David. Yes. Teach us. Lift us, oh great one. Sometimes you got to have those talks with yourself. Like, come on. I was definitely.
I'll relate to that.
I've done it many a time.
I was just doing it in the other room. I was going off. Come on, Spirit. You got my hair looking like this, and I'm about to go on camera. Really, that's what we're doing today, Spirit. It's after 6 o'clock, and my hair is still not done. Right. Spirit, what's going on? What we doing today? We doing something new? You testing my faith. Okay. Let's get on. Let's move on. Oh my God, Yamali Aguilar. It's hard sometimes for me to figure out these TikTok handles, but it's Yamali Aguilar. Let's shout out Yamali and let's see what they sent in for us.
Who that lady over there in the chair? What fucking lady? Ain't no lady in here. Trez, don't get on here with that bullshit now. Don't get on here. Woo.
Don't even come with that shit.
How many of us spiritual guys had those moments? Don't be coming over here with that bull. Who you see?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. I've been on both sides of this.
I remember for my birthday I was performing, right? And it was just one point that, the musicians, I have them going to this reggae beat on that song, I Love You Back, right? Mm-hmm. And they, the drummer, he was going African. I mean, so I was already dancing, right? So I just stopped and I dropped my head down and everybody in the audience went, oh shit. Who that about to be?
Right,
Who she about to turn into? Because our show was invoking. I was like, like who she about to turn into? 'Cause I was ready. I was like, come on.
Real though, when them African drums are playing, they get real with them.
Ooh wee! They put that spirit right front and center. Like, oh, what y'all want to do? Y'all ready to party?
We about to do this.
Right, ancestors. They've been waiting the whole time.
Pop up like what it do.
Okay. Want to shout out Terry Ann for this video. Let's see what they sent in for us.
Okay, let me talk about this because we have a lot of earth angels around here that wonder, why do I keep attracting all these narcissistic people? If you're an earth angel, you have such a strong light. You're nothing but light, and you have a very, very strong gravitational pull that pulls people to you. And you have these dark entities that are coming towards you because the dark is attracted to the light. Your light is so bright that it shines from miles away that they can see you, and they come and they take host to try to take your energy. And you've attracted these people not because you're bad, but because you are so good. And these people may be the most susceptible to narcissistic people because they know that you are literally one of God's spirits walking this earth, and they want to take host of you so that you don't do God's work on this earthly plane. Don't let the evil win. Remember who you are. Remember who's taking care of you. Remember you are divine.
Shout out to Terry Ann for that message. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on TikTok videos, man. It gets real educational on TikTok. I mean, I love it for the entertainment, but I'm telling you, it gets real educational on TikTok.
Yeah, I gotta start fucking with TikTok.
Speaking of that, let's look at Brother Polite, and this one was actually sent in by Brother Polite. So. This brother is real radical. Mm-hmm. Let's check him out.
Anybody can go over there and fuck you any day of the fucking week. Some better than others. But on planet Earth, if the most you can get out of planet Earth is that someone got to hug and kiss you and tell you nice things and be there for you on demand, if that's the most you want out of planet Earth, you will fucking be depressed and you're cheating yourself out of amazing experiences to travel the world. Eat dishes you never ate before. Build a successful business that you can pass over to your family and say, I actually had something to do with this. Wealth stewardship, generational wealth. You need to be a part of not just your experience in this world, but the experiences your child will make subscriptions to in the other world. If the only thing that you care about is, I just want only his attention for me, and if this is what your conversations sound like, if this is what your arguments sound like, be you in a monogamous relationship, be you in a polygynous relationship, you are lost.
Message. You gotta fall in love with self first. And it's a lot of you to fall in love with. I mean, once you go inside and, commune and recommune, I should say, with spirit and dig deep and pull back the layers and figure out who you really are, it's a lot of yourself to enjoy. I mean, they be like, when people walk around talking to themselves, they crazy. I say, if you don't talk to yourself, you crazy. You got to consult with self. You, yourself, and I are the only one that's going to be able to guide you. Now, not to say you can't get advice and wise counsel. Not to say that you can't call a spiritual guru or a spiritual healer. Not to say that you can't call a shaman. Not to say that you can't get guidance. But when you learn to go inside self, where the grand architect lives, where divine knowledge is, where infinite knowledge is, you're cheating yourself. So it's a lot to fall in love with inside of self. A lot to fall in love with. All right, we're getting down to the last TikTok video, and then we're going to get this show on the road. Butter Hag. Shout out to Butter Hag for sending this in.
I'm not anti-white, I'm anti-racist. And the death of my racism began when I was 16 years old, standing in line, waiting to board a bus in Detroit, Michigan. Black man in a full leg cast in front of me started struggling to hold on to his carton of cigarettes while on crutches. A Detroit transit officer came up and grabbed that man by the arm and drug him across the platform into a closet, where he threw him into the closet, and all I could see was the billy club repeatedly raised over that cop's head as he beat the shit out of that black man on crutches in a full leg cast. Okay, that's when my hate for racism began. That black man had done nothing but get too close to green eyes, white skin, and dimples. He did not deserve to be beaten, and I bet that cop killed him that day. That's when it started to die. Have a nice day.
If you guys follow, or if you guys are on TikTok, Butter Hag, follow her. She's she's more radical than Brother Polite. She says it, and a lot of the things that I want to show that she does or that she says on her videos, I just really can't bring myself. It's not like I don't have any restrictions, but sometimes I just have to exercise common sense. Like some of the things that she says, she goes in and she just tells the truth. She tells her truth. So if y'all ever get a chance to check her out on TikTok, Butter Hag, follow her. She has some messages from the inside. Wow. From the inside. But we're going to get into this. I named the show today Spiritual Release, which is one of the names of the segments on our show. It's one of my favorites, but let's face it, all the subjects are my favorite. That's why we do the show. Spiritual Release, we have the pleasure of having Tina Wolfe with us, which is a spiritual guide, a healer. She does all type of healing, like from Reiki to even physical therapy, body massage. So she is well-rounded, well-versed in her field. She is, I would like to, refer to her as a spiritual guru. And we also have the pleasure of having Shaman Baba T with us. My God, I was watching one of his videos and he was I don't want to misrepresent this thing that you were playing, but it was the bowls and it was the come on, Bob, help me out.
It was the steel tongue drum I was playing.
Yes. And in my mind and in my spirit, it was evoking my spirit to that higher level, to that next level. So I'm going to say that's what I received from it, and I believe that that's the purpose of it. It was wonderful. I'm so excited. You're very well versed as well, very educated. You actually have a degree in these studies, and I'm so excited to have you guys. Welcome. Everyone give them a warm 2020 vision. Welcome. Tina Wolfe and Shaman Baba T. Yes.
In the building.
All right. I would like to get right into this thing, and what I like to do is take the audience, the listening audience, and by the way, we have people tuned in on Facebook, on live stream, as well as YouTube, as well as Twitter today, as well as Periscope, and we even have some people on IG Live. They like watching behind the scenes. I can't get them to go over to YouTube or Facebook. They like to watch right here, but they chime in. So we have a lot of people watching and looking. So I want to take them from the beginning to the middle to the end of your story. So Tina, I wanted to start out with you. First of all, where are you from?
I am from Dallas, Texas, and I was born and raised in Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Before you start interviewing, can we have just a brief moment? Normally, Shaman Baba T, before we get started on anything, he does his grounding session real quick. Is that I hope that's okay.
A grounding session. What is that? Can we explain that to the people before we say yes?
So a grounding session is basically allowing us all to connect to the earth so that any unwanted energies and any energies that don't serve our highest good is then pulled and released from the bottom of our feet, help us to be centered and calm, relaxed, and able to receive the messages from the divine that they have for us tonight.
All righty. Sounds good to me.
Okay, so at this time, I would ask everyone to just take a brief, just a deep breath into your nose and out of your mouth. I'm going to draw this symbol that's like a lightning bolt, and as I draw this symbol, it's going to ground you to this earth, allowing any unwanted energies and any energies that don't serve your highest good to leave through the bottom of your feet. You may start to feel a little tingling in your lower legs and feet as this happens. Then I ask the divine light to connect to the top of your crown and allow the divine to go through your body from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet, cleansing you of any negative energies that may be within you. Ashe.
Ashe.
Yes.
I did it that time. I normally miss the Ashe.
Right.
Thank you, Ameerah, for letting us do that. I'm ready for more questions. But yes, I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. And when I was younger, about 6 or 7, we actually moved to Dallas, Texas. So I really consider myself to be a down south Texan girl, actually.
Right. Okay. What about you, Baba T? Where are you originally from?
I was born and raised in Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And then after I went to the military, I'm now in San Antonio, Texas. That's where I reside now.
Yes.
Born and raised there. Yeah.
Yes. So born and raised. So where you at?
Yeah. So I'm in San Antonio now. That's why I retired and came. But Houston, Texas, 5th Ward, off of Lockwood and Lowndes. That's where I grew up.
I'm sure all of them that's watching, they know. They saying something. What y'all saying? What y'all say in the 5th Ward? What y'all say? What y'all be saying? Because I know whoever watching saying it right now. Say it, Baba. You know.
You know what?
I've been away too long.
Look at you. You so elevated.
You trying to do that?
You on your high vibe. I understand.
You're not gonna do the fofo and the achy shaky. You ain't got no fofo in you, no achy shaky like that. The acres homes. You just see.
We just say aloha in Hawaii.
You know he
don't matter.
He's gonna be a dignitary. So we definitely want to explore your journey and understand how you all actually ended up where you are. And I'm going to say ended. I can say, how did you guys get to this part of your journey? That's what we want to talk about. It's very interesting to us as well as other light workers that I'm sure are tuned in right now. So we really want to, dig into your story. So Tina, for you, what was that moment where you felt I'm going to say you felt spirit. What was that moment for you when you felt spirit? Were you a child, or is this something that you developed in your adult age?
It really kicked in when I moved to Texas from Hawaii. I guess I never really noticed it because in Hawaii, they really encourage your imagination and your thought processes as far as being able to see things. Like I don't know if it's just a part of the culture, it's just the way I grew up. But when I got here to Texas, I really didn't have too many people to guide me. My grandmother was the main one. Looking back, my grandmother was the main one guiding me. And when I got here to Texas, that's when I really started experiencing the clairvoyance of seeing things, the clairaudient of hearing things, the clair aroma of being able to smell things, being empathic, feeling other people's emotions. And I really didn't know what was going on. So I received a whole lot of therapy sessions. And I remember one specific incident where they actually did some testing and advised my mother that I had ESP. And the only reason why I remember that portion is because I had somebody do a regression on me. And that's how I found that out, because as an adult, once I got older, some of this stuff, especially after I had some trauma to happen in my life, it started to resurface, and you kind of can't push it away. And so I went through in 2015 I went through a huge divorce, separation, and it caused a lot of stress and depression onto me. And so I just wanted to find a way to begin to heal myself. And one of my coworkers at the place where I do massages at was like, you look like one of them people who do like that woo-woo stuff, like in the crystals and stones and all of that. And I was like, woo-woo stuff? She's like, yeah. So I went and visited what I now know as a metaphysical store. And I met a lady who became my mentor. And that's where my journey on metaphysical began. And then by 2016, I made it into a professional business. So that's where I got my start.
Okay, so how old were you when you came from Hawaii to Texas?
It's about like 6 or 7.
Okay, and at 6 or 7, that's when you that's when you remember you started noticing spirit all around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then when you said your mom took you to and got tested, so she must have recognized something in you as well. So what prompted her to say, "Hey, let's go see what this is"?
Because the things that I was describing to my mother, some people would say that they were nightmares, but I'm wide awake, you know?
Right.
So, so they were testing me
sounds
on
familiar.
sleep deprivation.
Yes.
I used to see monsters, what I now recognize is out of space beings,
yes.
people that have passed away, transitioned.
Yes.
And when you're a little kid and you have nobody to guide you with those type of things, it's very scary.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what to do. And then everybody's telling you it's your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Cover your eyes, count to 3, it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Man, wow.
And it don't work sometimes.
And then people
then they get you into church. And they took me to church. And they did an exorcism on me, which scared me even more than the monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, and my mom, I actually just had this conversation with my mom a couple of days ago. I said, yeah, I remember them doing an exorcism on me. She's like, no, they really did exercise. I said, no, I was pushing them away.
Yeah.
They were the ones that had the stuff in them, not me.
That's right.
So but I have had lots of healers to tell me, I don't know what happened at some point, but that I have a seal of protection around me, because there are all these monsters that are trying to get at me.
Mm-hmm.
So where that protection came in, I want to say is when my grandmother came to visit us in Texas, and I told my grandmother about it. And then that's when all of the nightmares kind of stopped. And my grandmother believed me. She never said that I was making it up or anything. And then I'm just now finding out after a couple of years, my grandmother passed, but I'm starting to come across things that my grandmother left for me and things that she taught me. And my grandmother was into metaphysics the whole time. And she was teaching me, but without telling other people. So I'm thankful to Grandma Wolfe for that. Shout out to Grandma Wolfe. Yeah, she's one of my spirit guides.
Shout out Grandma Wolfe.
My ancestors.
So when your mom took you and they said you had ESP, is that correct?
Yes, extrasensory perception.
Extrasensory perception. So that's the scientific verbiage for it. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Really you're just in tune, you're just tapped in, you're just connected to yourself, to your higher being. But they call it ESP. That's interesting. Yeah. And so I want to, Shaman Baba T. You're so interesting to me. It's like I have a million questions that I would have asked both of you guys, but okay. So same question, Shaman Baba T. I don't want to not say all 3, parts of your name. So
no,
Shaman,
that's all right. You can just say Baba.
Which one? That's what I was going to ask you. Which one do you prefer, so that I won't?
Baba is cool.
Baba. Okay. And you pronounce it Baba.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Baba. So pretty much same question. Was there a moment for you, or was there a series of events?
I would say a series of events.
Okay.
I'm a type of person who dreams a lot. A lot of messages comes to me in dreams.
Yes.
So when I was a teenager, I would notice that when I would dream about stuff, it would come true. And I noticed it was happening over and over and over again.
Yeah.
To the point to where it kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I asked my mom, I said, how is it that I can dream about stuff and it comes true? What is this? And she said, oh, you got that too. And I said, what? And she said, yeah, me, you, and your grandma, we all have that gift of sight.
Beautiful.
To be able to foresee the future.
Yes.
And I was like, my mom is very heavily religious and against all the work I do now. So, but she recognized it back then that it was there.
Yes.
And so I had a dream in 2007 where there was the rapture, like, they talk about in the Bible, and we're all going up into the clouds. And then I heard a voice say, stop, not yet. Not you, not yet.
Yes.
It had the number 25 on this box, and the voice said, you owe me for 25 years. You still haven't done your work.
Come on.
And at the time, I was 26.
Yes.
So I went up to the clouds, and I seen my mom and my brother and gave them a hug and kiss. And then that voice said, all right, go back down now and do your work. When I came back down, the world was in chaos. It was in darkness. And then I was told, now you're going to go find these people who are in darkness, and you're going to bring them to the light.
To the light.
And I woke up.
Yes. I need a hand clap. Yeah. I need a hand clap for that. Yes.
So it became very clear what my purpose was to walk on both sides, go into the dark. Just like Tina says, being exercise. I actually do the exorcisms.
Yes.
Plentiful. I do plenty of exorcisms.
So you do the exorcisms?
I go in, find the darkness, and I grab it, and I pull people to the light. That's what I do.
So now we've seen exorcisms on TV, The Exorcist. Some of us we've seen them in church, or around church folk. It doesn't sound like, based off what you're describing, it doesn't sound like what you're describing is anything that we've seen. Your average person has seen. It doesn't sound like it looks like what we've seen, what we've been showed. So
no.
Okay. So can you tell?
So the first two exorcisms I did, those were the only times that I was actually hurt by a demon spirit. Those were only 2 times. And again, I was, young, and I was new, and I was a little bit of fear there. And of course, those demons are going to lock on that fear and use it.
Like a daughter or teenager. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. I was an adult.
Okay.
But I was in my early 30s.
Okay.
And so that demon locked on my fear.
Okay.
And it felt like it just punched a hole right through my stomach, right through my to my back.
Oh my God.
And I was actually down for about a week because of that. I was hurt pretty bad. And then the second time I had to, it sounds stupid when I say it, but for the sake of the exorcism, I had to actually insert the second demon inside of me to remove it from the space.
Okay.
Because this was dealing with the child. And the demon was binded to the space, and it couldn't leave that room unless it had a carrier.
Okay.
And I had to be that carrier.
Okay.
And once I walked outside of that room, the demon literally just fell out of my body, and I was okay. I was on the down part about 3 days that time.
Oh wow!
Kind of scratched me up a little bit.
Wow! Wow!
But it's not as scary as the movies, though. It's not nothing like that.
Yeah.
With all the over exaggerated.
Now,
all that.
Now, I think for me, the reason why it's different is because, again, it is part of my divine purpose. I was shown in dreams. That is my divine purpose, to go get them.
Okay.
Right? I even had a dream where I'm seeing some people, and one of the demons looked at me and said, oh, shit, it's the collector.
Wow. Yes.
I had a dream.
Yes.
So can I ask,
badass is here.
Can I ask a question real quick?
So they know who I am when I show up.
Badass show up.
Can I ask a question based on that real quick? So can you kind of talk about the contrast between the first couple of times you did these removals or these exorcisms versus the confidence that you have, or I'm about to go ahead and take care of this type of versus that as you are now. So can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So everything is about standing in your power, right? And knowing that you have power over darkness. I just recently made a post on my page the other day that if you call the darkness out by name, then you can control it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went and did a Facebook Live the other day, I talked a little bit more about it and actually referenced the movies, how they always try to get the demon's name, right? They always try to get the demon's name because once you get that name, you can control that demon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, demon is really symbolic for the darkness that's already in you.
Right. Come on, talk about it.
Personifies into a demon spirit
Yeah.
or allows a demon spirit to latch on to it.
Yeah.
So you have to call out that energy in you, that darkness in you, to be able to control that energy. So the more I understood that I had the power over the darkness, it made it easier for me to say, wait a minute. You can only be here if you're allowed to be. This person gives me permission to release you from them. You have to go. I don't need to know your name for the most part because I can see you.
That's right.
And I'll reach in and grab you and send you where you need to go.
Yeah.
And so it changed because I realized the strength I had over the darkness in my divine purpose.
That's beautiful.
And now it's like somebody tell me they think you have a demon, and I'm like, where they at? Let me get it.
Right. That's what's up.
That's beautiful.
That's what's up.
I know.
Have you ever had them to latch onto you and stay with you?
I don't think there's a week that goes by that I don't have to cleanse myself from demons latching on me.
Wow.
Because most time people don't know they have them.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody goes to the doctor, hospital, ER, and they say, they still can't find out what's wrong with me. I just been feeling bad. My health is deteriorating, but all my blood work come back normal. Oh, that's a red flag for me. Oh, really? Let me check that out. And a lot of times those demons will, again, they'll find the darkness within me, whatever trauma I haven't healed. Then they'll latch on to me, and then they'll try to take me down that way.
Yeah.
But I catch it eventually. And if I don't catch it, divine sends somebody, and they'll be like, hey, man, I think something on you. And I just go ahead and pull it off, take a deep breath, see it, feel it, grab it, release it. And so
incredible.
I'm always having demons latch on to me. It's kind of normal for me now.
It goes to show you that it's all in the spirit, isn't it? You know,
absolutely.
it's all about spirit. I always tell people, the devil is something we created to disassociate ourselves from things that we don't like about ourselves. So we say the devil did it. Oh, the devil, that's the devil.
You stepping on some toes.
The devil did it.
Yeah. She hit below the belt on that one. Yeah.
No, that's you that did that. You just don't like it about yourself. So
Right.
you could have called it, named it something else. No, that's you.
Yeah.
Just get your thing together, clean it out.
They didn't self-preserve and go and see themselves about themselves. Okay, gotcha.
We definitely want to continue celebrating you all here. So we have a little homage that we put together for you all. As I said, we've named this show Spiritual Release. So we're going to play a little spiritual release for you guys really quick. Image is everything. It's where creation starts.
Welcome to the doorway of your vortex.
What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? How big would you play?
The two most powerful words in the English language are I am. Because what comes after I am will shape your life.
He who tills his land shall have plenty of bread.
You want first place, come play with me. You want second place, go somewhere else.
I am Tina Wolfe, motivational poet and speaker, intuitive guidance reader, inspirational teacher, student of life experience. You meditated, asked, prayed, bookwithtina.com and confirm today. Bookwithtina.com today.
Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so The card that's coming from the animal deck is going to be the baboon. The baboon, right? And the baboon says, in love and declarations of passion, heartfelt communication is the key. Heartfelt communication is the key, right? And then the supporting card from the Native American deck is the Warrior Woman card upside down. So when I looked at this card and I said I got the message, what did I get from that? Heartfelt communication is the key. You don't always have to be in fight mode, right? And this is the lesson I had to learn for myself too. You don't always have to be in fight mode. You don't always have to be in fight mode. Sometimes you can just communicate. Just communicate. Communicate what you're feeling. Communicate what you think may be going on. And you'll learn that it may not even be what it seems, right? So instead of going into fight mode, the baboon is saying, just communicate. Communicating, heartfelt communication can save a lot of heartache and trauma and drama, right? Just communicate it, right? Just talk.
That was dope.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. That was great.
So thank you guys for answering the call of spirit. We really appreciate that here on 2020 Vision. That's what it's all about. Being connected, being remembering yourself, becoming a member of your higher power again. Remember. So we love the fact that you did that. And we want to do a toast to you. Now, you don't have to be a drinker. You can drink water, green juice, smoothie, tea. But we're going to drink whiskey over here. And we went.
Man, I wish I'd have known. I'd have brought my rum with me.
Oh, my God.
I know, right?
Well,
I'll turn it into some apple martini. There we go.
All right. Like, I Dream of Genie. Boom. Have y'all ever seen Ghetto Genie on YouTube?
Oh no.
Ghetto I Dream of Genie. Look that up when y'all get over here. It's Ghetto I think it's Ghetto I Dream of Genie. Anyways, it's a black woman and her boyfriend and they do these little reenactments of the show. And like she'd be like, she'd be like, I think I want to. She'd be like, I think I want to clean the house, and she cleaned the house. She was like, I think I want a Gucci bag. But we want to propose a toast to you both, and we're still drinking Yame whiskey until the this is the end of the month, so this is the last time we'll be drinking this one. Every month we get a new whiskey, and my husband tells us all about it while I hold the bottle so you guys can see for yourself.
All right, so again, this is a Japanese whiskey, which is a lot like a Scotch, the way they age it. This one's aged 10 years, and then this is Yame, which means stop, if I remember correctly, in Japanese, which is a little kind of funny. But and then this one specifically is 8 goddesses, and I think it actually is probably one of the closest to Green Spot with the flavoring or with the mellowness, but has some has some really good flavor to it.
Like I said, this may be my either new favorite or very close second. But without further ado, we would like to toast to you, Tina Wolfe and Shaman Baba T. Thank you for answering the call of spirit. Thank you for guiding us through this world. Thank you for helping us when we do have a question. Thank you for not being afraid when it comes to even taking a demon on yourself if you have to help your brother or your sister. Thank you for all that you do. We want to let you know that your spirit is permeating through this universe, and we receive you, and we thank you. Ashe.
Thank you. Cheers. What you doing? The energy drink? You about to go ham on it? Wait a minute.
Look, I've been fighting demons all day. Okay.
This is actually
okay.
And you must have sent them over here because they show was playing around earlier today. I'm telling you, you should have saw what was going on in this studio about 5 minutes before I walked in here. Oh my God! I said, now who playing? Who? I was saying some things to Spirit too. I was like, thank you. This is what we gonna do today. All right, thanks.
Especially when they get to moving stuff around. You like
I just had that.
how am I sitting in the bed and it ain't there no more? I'm right here. So yeah.
So I just
trickster demons.
Yeah.
They love to move stuff around.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I just taught my children a neat trick. So, it's only lost if you perceive it's lost. If you're saying it's lost, then it's true. But if you're saying it's not lost, then that's true as well. So what I do when I lose anything, I just go, show it to me. And I repeat, show it to me until it comes to my sight. And sometimes they know that they're not able to guide you right to it because you're still perceiving that it's lost. You're still not allowing yourself to see it. So they may lead you to, so maybe I'm looking for my keys and I've already looked in my purse everywhere and they're not there. But they may lead me back to my purse for my lip gloss. And when I go reach for my lip gloss, the key is sitting right there. They know I can see my lip gloss because in my mind, I know for a fact my lip gloss is in my purse. In my mind, I think I don't know where my key is, so I can't see it. But if I ask them to show it to me, it becomes visual, or they guide me to something that they know I can see, like my lip gloss. And my key is usually sitting next to my lip gloss. I just couldn't see it because I told myself it was lost. So you just say, show it to me. And you say it until you find it. Whatever it is, just say, show it to me. It's a neat little trick. So I taught my children that last weekend, and they were just running around, show it to me, show it to me, show it to me. We found it. I was like, yeah,
And there's something else that you can apply that to that you spoke on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
When you said, there's some of our women that said they're not protected by our brothers.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But if you keep saying I'm not protected by black men, guess what you're going to get?
Yeah.
You're going to be surrounded by men who don't protect you. But then you have someone like Tina, who I can vouch for and say, she speaks light into the people around her.
Yes.
And she says, I am protected by my brothers.
Yes.
So when I even met Tina, first encounter we had was a situation where I didn't know her, but what she was going through at that moment, I wasn't going to let her do it by herself.
Right.
And I stood with her for hours until that situation was handled.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't even know her.
That's beautiful.
So, and being able to speak that you are protected, Spirit then moves people around you who will protect you.
Yes.
We have to change that language.
Yes.
So we can manifest that protection we want.
Yes. I totally agree. agree.
And the first time that we met, I can't remember exactly. I was like, I'm going to get a service from you. And I'm like, do you have a moment to talk? And I was on my way home. I get home, I couldn't get in my parking spot. That pissed me off. Look, I started going ham on people. And he was on the phone with me because the part where he came in, he saw how upset I got because in that particular time, there was no parking anywhere because there was construction going on in my apartment. So I would have to park like down and across the street, and that's not safe for me to walk that way. So whoever was in my spot, had to go. And I finally found who it was. And Terrence said, "Oh, I don't know. Before you go up there, let me knock." The man and the wife couple that was at the door that I was going to knock at, the man is known here in the community to be a child predator. So there's no telling what else, he could have been up to. But when he came to the door, he was very angry and upset. But when he opened that door, he couldn't even come outside. So everything that Shaman did to help me during that night was great. And he was on the phone with me till that whole thing got situated. And I said, sorry, but not sorry, unapologetic. I'm thankful that you were there for me that night. And that's how we got our bond. And that was a most excellent way to meet for the first time. Because he could have got, anybody else probably would have been like, I'm going to call you back. Call me back when you get that handled,
Right. That was beautiful. That's uplifting. I see why you guys are, business partners, why you guys work together. I would, someone that you can trust is very important. Very important. So, yeah.
They have a magical chemistry. We when I listen to them on air, it's breathtaking. Like
wow,
their chemistry and the way they feed off of each other and bounce off of each other. It's just unmatched. It's an incredible experience just to listen to one of their shows. As you know, Ameerah, I'm not well versed in the spirit world, just from what I know from experience.
But I was going to say, because you get it authentically, though, so you don't have to.
Right. But I don't have, I had never, done studies. And like, matter of fact, Tina gave me my first reading maybe about a month ago that I've ever had. Yes, Tina gave it to me. It was wonderful.
That's crazy.
Oh, man, it was off the chain.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to what I was saying, though, I was explaining to them that I didn't even know that I needed their show on my network. And that's just how the spirit moves us, because it's so authentic.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't even know if they understand that they were sent to me because and to open up a whole new education, you know what I'm saying, that I never even knew. So one of the things I always tell them is, hey, I didn't even know I needed this. And then just to hear them, there's so much energy and so much positivity, and you feel so good after their show goes off. It's just, and I just got to give compliments to both of you, man. You guys are incredible at what you do.
Oh, well, thank you. You guys have been awesome. I know I've been on Drip the Mic a couple times, so when you guys sent the invitation, I was like, I was crying, and I told you guys that. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, you guys have just been so loving and supportive. Even when I was doing my poetry, you guys were just very, very supportive of me, you both. So I have, nothing but good things to say about you all helping me on this journey. And my thing, heart emoji. And when it, when Subliminal was like, well, do you have an idea for a host? I was like, well, yeah, actually I have a couple, and they kept falling through. And I was like, wait a minute. I need to get Shaman Baba T up here. I need a man. I'm trying to get these women on here, and I need a man because some of the things that I wanted to do and incorporate, I wanted to have that masculine energy there. One that I was familiar with, one that I knew that was going to be there. One is not going to back down. You know what I'm saying? And
he ain't no punk.
He and I are he ain't going to yes, ma'am. He's like, yeah, Tina, he ain't trying to get in my drawers. There's no benefit there. Right, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, so it's just him being genuinely who he is and us helping each other as healers as well. Because he'll tell me, Tina, you got this on you. Oh, what? This chick over here, she's trying to do this or whatever. We will do that for each other, and we're just so cohesive. We both like to laugh and joke, and so then when I asked him, everything's just been smooth sailing from there.
I agree. I would agree.
So it was easy.
I would agree.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. When it's divine, there's no resistance in it. It just flows.
Right.
It flows. And you all helped me as well, because I didn't know that I knew poetry. I didn't know that it had flowed through me until I started listening to the show and got on the show. Yeah. And what happened was, after I was a guest with Tina on the show that first time, I was saying something at home. I was battle rapping with one of the kids, and I was eating them up, right? And one of the young ladies said, "Oh, okay, I see you spitting that poetry." And then it's like everything around me got silent. And it was like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Now you see why we guided you where you are. And I was like, oh man. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this is the part of me I haven't tapped into yet that is there. So you all help awaken something in me as well that I'm now working on and wanting to write. And
you shouldn't let us hear that. You should let us hear that. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to remember this now. So this is going to come back to you now. You're going to put it out there. You're going to put it out there. So we're coming to you now. We coming to you. We coming to you. So I want that same energy when we come to you, my brother. Now, I'm going to tell you who's going to be the ringleader. I'm not the one to be scared of. This one is, she never should have heard that. So,
oh, no.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
You know how I do. I like to bring it out.
Yes.
Them demons that you be go getting, I go get those poetries. Come on. Bring it out.
But I have faith in you. This brother is poetry personified, so I have faith in you.
He said poetry personified.
So I got.
He even speaks poetic, y'all. Aziz, the pulmonologist. So speaking of that, Aziz,
let me look up that word real quick.
Speaking of that, Aziz, I know you have a piece you can bless us with right about now.
Absolutely.
Where we're talking about evoking the spirit.
So at first we were going to do kind of kind of a collab that we do to kind of celebrate our love and kind of put a staple on that. But the energy and the power of the show sent us somewhere else. It's still a collab that you'll hear the rest of later. But I have to do Power Source. I have to do Silence of the Power Source. It's so necessary right now.
Okay.
Especially with the temperature in light of the Breonna Taylor situation. So again, this one is called Silence of the Power Source. Brothers, wake up, wise up, take up arms. Let's size up these cracks that's on the attack of our black women. They are our new voice, and we got to catch up because our sisters are being silenced and killed at alarming rates because the world can feel them coming. My sisters are on the rise. Matter of fact, they have arrived everywhere. So to my brother warriors, this is a summons. White America moves at lightning speed to impede this melanated breed, but we, as the strengthened seed, needs to step up, not step aside, to ensure a path that you could bet for damn sure one day a black woman will lead. It boils me to see on TV this orange motherfucker point at my sister April Ryan and say, have a seat like she was beneath. I grit my teeth and think how we, black men, need to be like killer bees protecting the queen. Our power source can't afford to have less than the strength of our best stepping up to protect, send a message like don't fucking mess with our hornet's nest. Make no mistake, this is the silence of the power source. Our daughter, Neil Wilson, murdered at the BART station in Oakland by a symptom of this evil force. So of course we need to be a force, because if we as black men don't enforce, we leave our queens alone, set out on a collision course. These are our issues. If your skin is black and you are a man, it ain't a question of can you. It's a statement of fit in where you can. This is the silencing of the power source. Don't tell me you don't understand. Try telling that shit to Sandra Bland. Black man, stand up, man up. This tanned up so-called president has made it evident through dog whistle banter that our precious black women are to be made look ignorant because of his inability to handle a real question when they raise a hand up. Makes me want to raise my hand up, shape of a black fist, and knock the shit out of the next racist ass lunatic that tries to attack my sis. We can no longer stand for this shit. They can't dismiss and silence our power source. Brothers, we need to state our case so that we shape the mindset of her to appreciate our place. Replace any doubts. Give her face that you are her security and she is the base. Provider of the egg, mother of the seed. A kingdom unstable is one without its queen. We diminish and demean our power source when we abuse and shame, ridicule, call B-names. If we harm our queens, others feel empowered to do the same. But today racism has gotten brave, but we cannot let the power source be its prey. See, the stance we take must say to the other race that you're going to stay your ass out of our black queen's face. Respect is a requirement, and we require that you unhand our power source because their violence will not be the silence. You see, while we hustle for that dollar and grind for that last dime, our beautiful black dimes are under siege, and it's been time that we draw a line to these spineless crimes. America steps aside, so brothers, we need to step up and be that protection provider, and let's lift the world higher, and let's make our queens higher. Make the earth brighter from the fire of our power source. And that's that drip.
Yes. Perfect as always. Just thought it was appropriate.
Absolutely.
Can't have the pulmonologist on the show and the CEO of Drip the Mic.
Absolutely.
And not have him spit a piece. I loved it, and I thought it was everything. I would like to talk about our spiritual gifts. And I know, Tina and Baba, that's what you guys have been doing, talking about your spiritual gifts. But, you know, a lot of people will ask, you know, how do you do it? How do you become clairvoyant? How do you speak to the dead? How do you talk to spirit? How do you hear from spirit? Really, just how do you hear from God? I've had that question asked so many times. Like, you know, I was a unicorn that I can actually, you know, hear spirit. And I used to always tell people, just be quiet and listen. You know, after you get through saying your prayer, asking, begging, or complaining, or praising, just get quiet and listen. God actually speaks back. And the reason why, the way you know it's from infinite intelligence is because it's some things that you don't know to tell yourself. But it's really all inside of you, and they're just there to remind you of who you are. And so that became my understanding. So I kind of just want to just go down the line here and talk about our spiritual gifts, talk about just a couple of things that kind of brought you to your awareness about that special thing that that tingle in your eye, that special thing that you kind of recognized about yourself, because you have to recognize it about yourself. Let's stop running around here acting like somebody had to tell us outside of ourselves that there was something bigger than we could see with the naked eye. You know, we knew it inside ourselves, and we were with ourselves when we were experiencing those things, those fourth dimensional things. So, Aziz, starting with you.
Well, and you know from personal experience,
I do.
We know you understand we what we grew up with. We grew up with all of us has had our gifts. We've had our experiences. However, I think exactly like you say, it took nobody to tell me what was inside of me. It took nobody to tell me how special it was. Even though recently here, Tina did reaffirm with me how powerful I was, but because of some of the things that we grew up believing, what we grew up seeing, what we grew up told, I kind of shied away from it.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
scared you.
Yeah, scared the shit out of me. Matter of fact, like for example, like right after Mom passed, may her soul rest in peace. Right after Mom passed, she came to see me. I was out of town. She came to see me, and you know, Mom wasn't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Mom about with the spiritual thing, right? So, you know, she wasn't with that shit. And so I kind of explained to Mom, I was like, now, Mom, you know, when you was here, you didn't play this shit. So, you know, why, you know, she came to see me and I was like, Mom, I'm good. I told her like, yo, Mom, I'm good, but, you know, I need you to leave because, you know, you didn't play that shit when you was here. So why would you do it to me or whatever? I know, yes, I'm good. Thank you for checking on me.
So how did she show herself to you? How did you
you know, with
her?
me, I've never been able to see like you guys.
You felt her?
Yeah, like I walk into any building, like to this day, I walk into anywhere and I feel the energy, whether it's good or bad in that. I just feel it. Like I feel it as if I'm touching her right now. Like that's how tangible it is.
Yes.
And so it was just, I remember I was in a hotel room. The hotel room had a hot tub in it. And so I'm in the bed. I remember when she appeared, she just kind of materialized right there by the hot tub. I just felt her or whatever. So I turned over. I tried to deny that I didn't feel it. I poured the cover over. I turned over or whatever. So she came over to where I was. And so I felt her move to my vision. I was like, damn, all right. So I just kind of submitted. I said, look, Mom, you know you didn't play this shit when you was here. You know you didn't like this shit. You know you didn't deal with none of this, even if a movie got too scary. You know what I'm saying? And so I just told her like, but you know, then I broke it down to like, no, real shit, Mom, I love you and I appreciate you checking, but I'm good. I'm good. And she accepted it and she left.
Oh yeah, they only gonna do what you want, what you allow.
Yeah. So so anyway, so then so I've always knew it's there, and I just I kind of shied away because of what I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so again, just till recently, till I had my my session with Tina, it's just some of the things that she told me just reaffirmed everything that I knew that was already there, and plus more.
Yeah.
And so that's been my experience with it. So now, since they've been doing the show and everything, I've just been becoming so much more back in tune with that trait that I have.
Enlightened,
and so that's pretty much been my experience with it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move kind of fast.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine started, and I don't think you even know this, was with Poltergeist. So we went to
the
movies.
Okay.
We went to the movies. And that part where she's sitting in front of the screen talking about they're here, I begin to see other stuff and ran out of the movie theater. I have never in my life saw them sitting right in front of me like that before. So I have a gift of listening to people talk and seeing things and manifesting those things before it actually comes into life.
Ooh-wee. All right, say that again.
I listen to people talk.
Okay.
I see things.
Okay.
And I manifest them. So I speak it into the present, into what their situation is.
Okay. So if I was, to be very clear, so if I was telling you about a need that I have, right? Like money or something, right? And and I was saying, man, I just need $50 more to get this thing, to do this thing.
And my response to you is, no, you don't need $50 more. You need to know how to get that and to keep that to where you will never need it again. So let's manifest what you don't think that you need, that you really need, and that's your stability.
Okay. And so you see that.
I see that.
And then you're able to bring it forth. That's beautiful. What would she be called, Tina? What is that called? I know we were talking earlier, and I said they call me a medium, but I don't call myself anything. I just deal with spirits. So what is that? Could you name? Let's play Name That Gift. No, but
Medium shield.
What you say? I didn't hear. What you say?
I said It's called mediumship.
Okay, mediumship.
We are all mediums. We are all conduits in some way. It just depends on what agreements. When you get to the point in the level where you're like, what agreement are you going to make? Much like, Shaman Baba T is saying, hey, okay, I'll be the conduit to get these demons in and out of here. You just make sure that they get out.
Right.
And, for me, if people that listen to me will frequently hear me say, that's not my department. So when it comes to that, I will shimmy them over there to Shaman Baba T, and there's a couple of other ones that work in light and dark. But I'm the person that actually recognizes, and I don't mind being the conduit of allowing whichever energy or spirit wants to tell someone some of the divine gifts that they have. Okay. I'm kind of like the gateway drug. I'm the weed. Okay. So I open you up and then help you, and then everything else is kind of up to you. So that I'm gonna hand that piece over to. But as far as just mediumship, all of us are a conduit. All of us are just varying different levels. But Shaman Baba T may have a more in-depth answer on that.
Well, before we move on, so in exploring your the different mediumship, I'm trying to form this question. In exploring your different gifts, what are some of the other things that that you're starting to realize? Ooh, that's a great word. Realize. Make real, believe in about yourself. What are some of those other things that's been showing up, even recently? Even things I know there are things you're practicing. I know there are things that you actually do in your business that you provide a service for. But we are ever evolving. So, what are some of those things that has been popping up for you that are just more niceties to add on to the to the roster of things that you've been able to do?
Well, the most recent thing I'm currently working on is the numerology project course, which this is going to be the first of 3.
Okay.
I'm kind of a person that wants to, I'm a trade school person. I'm not a let me get in college and go long time person. So for me, I want to learn, and I'm self-taught. I want to learn those things a little bit before I invest my money into it. And so right now I am doing and accepting volunteers that are open to learning their birth date number. Some people call it their life path number. And then also in conjunction with their horoscope. And I'm breaking it down into their sun sign, which is your personality, your moon sign, which represents your emotions, your ascendant sign, which is how people see you, and your descendant sign, which is how you form your relationships. A lot of people that have the problems in their relationships, when I look up what their descendant sign is, it makes a whole lot of sense. Because sometimes just because you're born with, like I'm born with Libra, but I'm born with Libra, but the way I build my relationships is the same way that an Aquarius would build their relationship. So I have to go research things about Aquarius, because Aquarius love very differently. So that's one of the newest things that I've added. I've always shied away from astrology in that aspect, because I was like, that's too much. You gotta learn this, you gotta learn that. Tarot cards is the new thing. You gotta learn this, you gotta learn that. You gotta know. I'm like, you gotta do too much. Give me my oracle cards. Just say run. Now, are we preparing to run? Are we about to run, or do we need to not run? Like that's easy, So that's kind of the newest thing for me is my numerology project course. And it has helped so many people transform their lives in just 3 days, like to help themselves to create new habits and see who you are at a deeper level.
Yeah. Beautiful. I like numerology. And what about you, Shaman Baba T? What are some of the evolving gifts that you're finding out about yourselves? self. I'm sorry. I said selves. I probably meant that too. Selves.
right.
You hear how they came out naturally? Yourselves. What impetus showed up
right.
for you today? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Gemini, you might be right.
Yes. Oh, you're a Gemini.
Yes.
Well, you don't even know your other person, or you ain't even met him. He might come out before the end of the thing, but you don't know that brother. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Get them drums.
He works. My other self, I've actually met, and it came through my grandmother, who's on the other side. She's one of my spirit guides. She taught me from that side about my other self. She said, "This is why you're Gemini. You're love and light, but you also have this side of justice for those who do wrong."
Yes.
So my other side is not necessarily a mean side, even though it can be vinegar.
Okay.
But I use it for justice when people are constantly doing black magic or something on people and just causing unnecessary harm.
Yeah.
So the newest thing for me is lately my dreams have been gearing me to kind of pull back from a lot of individual sessions to doing more group sessions, because I have energy strong enough to do things in mass.
Wow.
Which is why I like to do Facebook Live.
Yes.
I also do a lot of teachings in the Hiller University, which is a school I created 2 years ago. And my dreams have been showing me, they've been teaching me step by step, it's beautiful, in doing mass exorcisms.
Okay.
So I'm taking 100 people, and then whoever's in that dream with me, they'll show me how to do it, and they'll tell me to do it.
Yes.
And so what's newer for me is basically doing a lot of mass healings, guided.
Yes.
Which is new for me. And then, of course, those mass cleansings, those mass exorcisms.
Yes.
Where I'm handling 100 demons at one time.
That's beautiful. Oh, my God. I'm so excited.
Oh,
I want to
wow.
be a fly. Well, not a fly, because fly is so nasty. But I want to be like, I'm just going to transport myself over there and have an auto body, and just, auto. What was it? What am I trying to say, Shaman? I'm trying to say astral travel.
Astral project.
That's what astral project over there while you doing that thing, so I can just be around, so I can just see,
And to help you out, what you was asking about, Miss Deidre over there about her gift, what we would call that. Again, I'm a spiritual teacher. I actually teach this stuff.
Yes.
To people who are gifted.
Yes.
And what came to me for her was spellcaster. Spellcaster.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
When you hear spell, some people think bad.
Evil, right?
Evil, but there's witch doctors, right? They're healing witches, right?
That's right.
And so what I see her doing is she's someone who can identify, again, like she said, the direction they may be missing.
Yes.
And then she can cast that spell to manifest what they agree that, oh, you know what, you're right, I do need that.
Yes. Yes.
And believe it or not, she did that with me. I don't know if she knows she did it, but she did that with me when I first met her.
I've been doing that too. I think she did it to me too, for another purpose. But she's been spelling
You can't even talk
since
right.
2011. She's been doing
spells and cast.
She's been doing that for like almost 10 years now. So I know exactly what you're talking about, brother.
And look where he is.
Spells are nothing but manifestation. She has the power to manifest.
Yeah, exactly. My point exactly. You know what I mean? She started that in 2011.
So really quick, I want to switch gears right quick. I'm kind of going fast because the time is getting away from us. We got a little bit of a late start today, you guys. If you guys want to call in, because we're getting to that point in time where we can, we want to be interactive with you all as well. And we know you're watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Periscope, and we are looking forward to your chats. But for those of you that want to call in and be interactive with Tina Wolfe and Shaman Baba T, the number is 646-378-0355, and make sure you press 1 so that we know that you would like to come on and play with us. So we have a couple of chatters that I want to acknowledge before we move on to this next portion of the show. We have Facebook coming from Facebook, Tovia on drums. She says, hey, she was actually on the show before, and she's a phenomenal drummer.
Yes.
And she's always spreading a lot of love, life, and light on her pages, her social media pages. So she's very tapped in, turned on, and tuned in. So wanted to shout you back out, Tovia. Hey, girl. Also, we have family on the line coming from YouTube. Trina Nelson. Hey.
Wow. Hey, cousin. Wow.
She wanted to address earlier what we were talking about in regards to Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. She said, yes, he did what he was supposed to do, and he really didn't shoot to kill because he shot low enough to just hit them in the legs. They could be dead while they're playing, for real. And she's like, I'm just saying. Yeah, you know, say that.
Talk about it.
Let's keep getting the facts about this case, because apparently the facts were not reviewed in the trial. So let's just keep putting the facts out there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point.
And just to take a little side note on this same subject, I always try to wrap my mind around and my heart around and my spirit around how I feel about what's going on. And, you know, they're only going to show us so much of the truth in the media. We're only going to get, you know, there's always your story, his story, and then the truth. So, you know, sometimes you just have to go in spirit and just decipher what you feel is going on. And what I feel about this case, or what I feel about as it regards Breonna Taylor, and unfortunately, you know, like your George Floyd and, you know, your Breonna Taylor's, there's always a sacrificial lamb in the movement, anything that we're trying to move forward. So just like this case, it didn't end up the way we were hoping it ended up the first time, but these are just stepping stones. We got this case heard in front of the Supreme Court. When have we ever? The amount of money that has been awarded was this was the first time this level of money has been awarded, especially to a black family behind the police killing them. Wow. So even though we don't have the final result, this is where we want to be. We're on the right street right now. That's what I believe. I believe this is just the stepping stone. This is just the piece we needed. Like anything else, we just have to keep going. Right. We have to keep asking, because the universe always says yes. It's coming to fruition. It's coming. It's coming. And then when that thing picks up speed, when that momentum pick up on there, a lot of the things that we're asking for, hear me, light workers, all the things that we're asking for is going to show up in abundance. Lord knows we put in enough equity in the universe. We done put in enough.
Man, come on now.
We've been asking for a long time, well over 400 years. We've been asking for a long time. I believe it's coming. I believe it's coming. Yeah. I believe we can see it now. I believe that we're starting to visualize it. I believe we're starting to realize it, make it real. I believe it's coming. So we have gotten further, and even some of the laws has changed. I don't want to start quoting laws because I don't want to be wrong. I don't have any literature in front of me about it, but a lot of the laws have changed because of a lot of these, your George Floyd cases, your Breonna Taylor's cases. We're making progress. We're impatient, and we have a right to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a right to be impatient. So I'm not going to dare tell us to be impatient, but what I am going to say is keep focusing, because it's coming. This is our power. This is our power that we have put together. This is what we decided to do. We came together as a collective. Remember, at the beginning of this pandemic, I kept telling you guys, focus on what you want to have happen instead of what's happening. Make real that thing you see in your mind. Put that in the universe and let that come to fruition. So I feel like that's happening right now. Don't get discouraged, people. We doing it. We almost got them on the run, y'all. Come on. Yeah. Don't look back now. And some of those finances is going to go right back into, I don't want to call it the fight or the struggle. I'm going to say back into our uprising.
The revolution, the change.
Now we got some money. Okay? So that was just a side note. All right.
Real shit. She went to church for a minute. She went to church for a minute.
She wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. She heard them African drums or something. So she right, exactly. Yeah, she went there for a minute.
Oh, y'all crazy.
Yeah. Them drums came in the back of her head like Yeah.
We call channeling.
Right. Yeah, she went there.
So Sade Dixon, she said, I love this. She simply says, I love this. I know her. She's a very spiritual, beautiful woman herself. She's able to just look at you and speak. And she doesn't do anything like practice or, so to speak, study. She's just from the inside out. And I love that. That's how I came about. That's how I learned things. It was all inside out. So I believe it.
Wow.
Because I just believe myself first. So, it just, and I tell people, believe everything about yourself. Believe inside yourself. Not just believe inside yourself. And so she's one of those ones. She just speaks. She can just speak. She can just speak what's going to happen, what's happening for you. And it's always beautiful. There's always love, life, and light coming out of her mouth. So shout out to you, Sade. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, I have a message coming through for this lady you're speaking of. Can I give it?
Yes. Woo! Yes, go ahead.
Her superpower is she has the ability to find the insecurities in people to help them heal.
Ooh.
The image I seen was an image of a woman, which this represented her, touching her heart, and then with her right hand and putting her left hand on the other person's heart. And then I seen a tarot oracle card of the insecurity card in my mind's eye. And then I heard Spirit say, this is her superpower. She has the ability to call out the insecurities in a person when they're not able to recognize it. So I hope that resonates with you. And
Sade.
you receive with love and gratitude, Ashe.
Yes,
Ashe. Sade, that number is 646-378-0355 if you want to call in.
Yeah, she's so shy. I hope she does.
Yeah.
Sade, you hear that? And while he was talking, I saw you doing it. You were doing that right then, Sade. Tell me I'm wrong. You were doing what he said you were doing. You were doing that right then when he said you were doing it. I saw you. So, Sade, call and tell us we're wrong.
We would love to hear from you.
Yes. 646-378-0355. Or put it here in Instagram, wherever you want to do it, Sade. Okay.
Ameerah, the first lady who you said, as soon as you said her first name, I had a card that fell out.
Tobia?
And yeah.
Okay.
And so I had a card, and then I chose 4 of the cards. These are my spiritual deck from Archangel Michael. And so this is the message that came out. The very first card was to always remember to honor and trust your feelings. Usually I will hold the deck in my hand until I'm done giving a reading.
Okay.
But then I felt the need to put it down. So first I was going to put it down on my right side and then put it down on my left side. And so when something like that happens and there's any type of confusion, that means the person needs to clearly decide what they want.
Okay.
You don't know if you want to go to the right path, you don't know if you want to go to the left path. And so this is when the card is saying honor and trust your feelings. And just to break it down a little bit further, the next card comes in upside down. Upside down for me just means pay very close attention.
Okay.
And that card says, take your time making this decision. So whichever decision you are currently trying to make, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 decisions, and she's trying to figure out all 5 of them at one time. Just work with your top 2 and decide which one of the top 2 you want to go first, because whichever one you pick, you need to put all your energy into, so you go ahead and manifest it. I feel like the first one has something to do with like $5,000, but if you feel like you can wait on that 5 G's, then go to the second one. The second one has something to do with $2,000, but it's like a $2,000 opportunity.
Okay.
So that's completely up to you. I just feel money around you, like money. If you're having a hard time making that decision, the next card says your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. What came to me to say earlier when we were talking about ancestors and things like that, and you were talking about going into yourself, Ameerah, one thing people should remember is that, and someone just told me this last year, sometimes you will hear a voice that sounds like the sound of your own voice, because if you would hear it any other way, you might not accept it.
That's right.
And some people that hear that voice that sounds like their self, they think that's myself.
That's just me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So make sure you are listening to that voice, because sometimes you actually are your own ancestor.
That's right.
Okay, because some of us have been here several times before. Your future self could be telling you a message on how to handle a certain situation because they've already made that mistake in the future. So they're coming back and saying, hey, this is what you need to do. And then once you clearly decided what you want, the next card that comes up says to go forward fearlessly. Now, I do feel like she is a very strong, because this is a warrior right here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like there's a warrior, but then this warrior is holding a bowl, and inside the bowl, I feel like there's water, which is some emotions. So I feel like she's containing all of her emotions, but that's what's keeping her from manifesting. So she goes ahead and lets that go. and releases that emotion, go ahead and pour that bowl of water out. Go ahead and pour those emotions out. Then you can make more room for your manifestations. And you may actually be able to manifest those top two all at once. And then the last card is coming in upside down. Be very, pay for it close attention, is to shield yourself. And shield yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, but especially spiritually, because you got about 5 people right now that are in your circle that are close to you, and they saying that they love you, but they don't. That's the people that are on your right side. Now, right side to me means the masculine energy side, which means these are people that appear to be very strong to you. They may be advisors. Some of them may be older. One of them, I feel like 30s, 40s, and 50s. These are people you should not be trusting. The people you should be trusting are the people that are on your left side that come to you in love, come to you in light, unconditional love. They know your story. Stop trusting these other people that do not know your story. They don't know what you've been through. They're just feeding you because they feed off of your negative energy of thinking that you can't do things for yourself sometimes. So I'm sending you love, light, and healing and blessings, and just continue to believe in yourself.
Tovia, give us a call. Let me know if you received that. 646, you know the number, 646-378-0355. And thank you, Tina, for that. Give us a call, Tovia. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
And thank you, Shaman Baba T, for that divine message as well. And we have from Facebook, Tila Shell.
Tila Shell. That's the sister right there, yeah.
Yes.
That's the sister right there. Hey, Tila Shell, what's happening?
She says, Ashe Shaman, okay, that is a tongue twister. Ashe Shaman Baba T. Just accept the poetic challenges when they come, is what she said to you.
Receive it, brother. Receive it, brother.
And they're coming.
Oh, wow.
Did you hear the evilness in that voice? And
they're coming.
Speaks from her Lilith side.
Also on Facebook, we have Tavona Lady V.
Lady V.
Elliot Clark.
Yes.
And she said, deep bro. And she was talking about your poem.
Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you.
Yeah. And then we have Brother Rahman. He says he wants to set up a session with the goddess Tina. And he says he volunteers.
Wow.
So
he's actually on the phone.
So he's on the phone, and we're gonna I promise you, we're about to bring the callers in. Is there any other callers? Okay, so we're definitely gonna bring the callers in. This is the time. I wanted us to really, I just really wanted us to invite the ancestors, and I know we already have. I know we already have in our hearts and our spirit. I know we have invited the ancestors, and I just want them to continue to give us advice and guidance about the state of this world and the things we should be doing. We touch on them. We've all touched on them today. I know we all touched on them on our individual shows that we're doing. We all say, we all give advice. We all give messages from the divine. So I want us, if just within this power that we're in right now, if we can just call on our ancestors, call on spirit, call on our spirit guides, call on our angels to just kind of just give us words of encouragement, things to do going forward in this time. So I really want us to kind of think about that. I will open up the phone lines, but I really wanted us to get into that conversation before we get off here tonight.
I have a message for that that came to me before the show started.
Okay.
So whenever you want me to speak on that,
please.
I will.
Please.
So the message that came to me before the show started was, this earth is going, of course, through this major shift in frequencies. And this has been coming to me for like the last couple of years, that it's very important to raise your vibrations so that the darkness within you can be brought to the surface to leave, and that the external energies that are invading this planet can also, you don't have those lower energies in you for it to attach to.
Yes.
And so the big message that came out is to pay attention to the ego. The ego is where most people, especially light workers, are being attacked. Your ego, they're going to latch onto your ego, and they're going to make it big, and they're going to make it stand out in front of you. So instead of people being able to see the light that's in you, they're going to meet your ego first, and it's going to push people away from being able to heal with you. You're here to help people heal. So if we don't be careful with that ego, these dark forces that are coming and invading are going to take over.
Yes.
And so the message is watch your ego, deal with your ego, find out where it came from, and then transmute that ego to something divine that can work for your highest good, not just for your protection, but also for your highest divine good. Ashe.
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 You want to speak on that, Tina?
Mine is going to be coming more from a place of self-love and self-healing. A couple of affirmations are coming because I noticed one thing during this pandemic, a lot of people are learning a lot about their self and their spouses and their mates. So one thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to allow others to have their own experience. I'm going to encourage you to be selfish to some extent and protecting your energy. Yeah. I know sometimes as human beings, we want to save everybody else, especially during this time. There are some people that are having experiences where they're not able to afford to have some place to live. Some people don't have, family around and things like that. Just be wary and be careful of who you let into your circle and in your presence, and make sure the people that you are helping, that you are being divinely led, because there are some people right now that are taking advantage of this situation as well. So make sure that you are allowing people to have their own experience. Make sure that you are certainly using your discernment. And if you are uncertain, anything that comes to you in the form of confusion, that is certainly not divinely sent. So that's the message that's coming through for me, for people.
Beautiful. Before I move on, are you guys getting anything?
I haven't gotten anything yet.
I'm good.
You're good. Look at you, scary self. You're so scary sitting over there with your scared self.
He's holding over there. I'm telling you.
What you say?
What'd you say?
I'm what over here?
I said he holding it. He's over there holding.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's strong too.
Yeah, he don't want to.
It's real strong.
Stop.
Okay.
The world needs to hear what you have to say, Aziz, and you're right. There is no wrong. Go on and let it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm just sitting here and, I'm taking it all in. Again, like I said, like I explained to you, Tina, during our session, it was just something that I've never embraced. I knew it was there. It's been bugging me all my life since I could remember. Since I can remember, and it's just been there, and you've even given me an enlightenment on that. I'm at a point right now where I'm beginning to break out of that that conditioning that I was grew up under. You have to understand me. We grew up under a conditioning where we was taught that shit was evil. And I'm not going to even say taught. It was just that. It was just that was just our way of life. Yeah. Stay away from that shit.
Yeah.
But now that I'm starting to really be open toward it. It's just that I see so much shit that has happened in the past. It just makes so much more sense now.
You're awake.
And right. It's just damn, wow, and just so many things. So right now I'm at a point where shit is just going like this. Like there's just so many emotions and so much energy and chemistry going through me to the point where it's it's almost like, I don't know if y'all, it was this movie, I can't remember of it, but it was the movie where they were shooting and the dude was making the bullets go around him.
Matrix?
No. Remember he was shooting at him, it was with Morgan Freeman and...
What's it called?
That movie,
Wanted?
my spouse was playing that movie today.
Yeah, and he's just shooting and making the bullet go around him.
I know what you're talking about, where he shoots and the bullet curves and then it hits, the target.
Right.
My husband said it was called Wanted.
Wanted, I think it was called Wanted, yeah. And so it's this one particular part in that movie where there's a train or something going around and there's all these blades. It's going like this, and he tells the dude to reach in there to grab the train with all these blades, know. And I feel like that's where I'm at the point where I need somebody to, or where I just need something to just kind of
help you sort it out.
Yeah, kind of slow that shit down and just grab the fucking train.
Meditate.
So that's actually, I haven't even told you this, baby, but I've been at that point since I've had my session with Tina.
Okay.
Just, there's so much shit that's just that's just going through my mind right now. So that's kind of how it is. That's the best way I can describe it.
I would say meditate. I know the healers and the the shaman and the spiritual guide.
Shaman over there licking his chops. He like,
I
can see his mind turning. He over there licking his chops like, I can't wait to get on to this nigga. I can see it.
Earlier, these with your poetry, you just feel more comfortable doing that because your piece was very powerful to the world.
Thank you.
So you just feel more comfortable doing it that way. That's all.
Right.
You still gave your words, so they heard you.
Yes,
yeah, you still let spirit speak through you.
Absolutely.
So we getting down to that time, but I'm gonna open the phone lines. I know we have Brother Rahman that's been waiting. It's his birthday today.
Yes.
Happy birthday! And it's
your birthday.
Yeah, he's a Libra like us, Tina. He's a Libra like us or whatever. So
also,
yes, Libra's in the building.
Also, it's our nephew's birthday, Juan.
Yes.
Haven't heard from him in years. I think he's in Florida, but shout out to you, Juan.
Absolutely.
If you get this, we love you.
Mm-hmm.
Family loves you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What up, Rahman?
Big bro.
What's going on? Thank you guys for having me. Finally got in. What's going on?
Yes. What's going on, big bro?
Say hello to Tina.
Happy birthday to me.
Say hello to Tina and Baba.
Really. Tina, Brother Baba, Subliminal, Aziz, Ameerah, the whole panel. What's up, y'all? Y'all are having a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, sweetheart.
I said thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's so many subjects to touch on that y'all was talking about. But like one of the main things that I heard is the goddess Tina. Man, I just really want to get like a reading from you, and you were going through the tarot cards and said you were looking for volunteers. I'm like, I think that's the reason I'm here.
Mm.
So we definitely need to set that up.
Okay. My website is bookwithtina.com, but I can pull a couple cards for you right now if you are okay with it.
Definitely. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So this one is spirit led. Okay, so this one is coming from my Archangel Michael deck, which is all about spirituality. The first thing, so there's two things about me. One, when I hear things out of the left side of my ear, that means it's coming directly from God, okay? My belief system, God is the creator of the heavens, the earth, and all that's in between me, you, and everything. So when I say I'm hearing it from my left ear, which I call my God ear, whatever your particular belief system is, whether it's self, whether it is whatever it is, that's the way I would like for you to transmute that. And my left ear is like really wide open. I'm hearing that you're doing a great job. You're on the right path. I'm seeing green for your heart chakra. It's really bright and big. You've done a great job with healing it. And I'm feeling like your communication has improved a whole lot greatly as well. I keep feeling something like a boys' organization, like that you should be creating, or it's already created, or it's in the thought process. Something to help the younger men, the youth, because they already flock to you as it is. You're supposed to be doing that if you're not already. Are you already doing that?
No, not really, I guess. And I've been listening to sort of like this brother that's like really on the same wavelength, I guess, as this panel, I should say. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, Young Pharaoh. And for some reason, I cannot stop listening to this guy. He has maybe about like 5 years worth of video. I know he's only about 26 years old, but his knowledge is just crazy. It's extensive. And so I don't know. I just been listening to his like every video, like on the way to work. I can't stop listening to him. And it's about his whole message is about what you guys are bringing as far as knowledge, but he is mostly gearing it towards the youth because he's saying, hey, these are our soldiers. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are the people that we have to, really look out for.
Yes.
And just kind of going off of that, I just kind of wanted to touch on Ricky Smiley's video, which while I appreciate it, there's one small narrative that I did not appreciate, and when he says we are not our ancestors. And I don't want that narrative to keep going around because, you know, the ancestors that we've been introduced to are the immediate ones, you know, like, I don't want to piss anybody off, but when you talk about people like Martin Luther King and, you know, we shall overcome and nonviolence and all that bullshit, no, fuck that. What about the Gullah Wars that we don't know about? When we hooked up with the Seminoles, when it was only 400 of us escaped slaves that hooked up with the Indians.
Preach about it.
And we whooped this nation's ass as far as the Army. They had 12,000 soldiers, and it took about 400 of us, and we fucking tore their ass up.
Right. That's right.
So, well, if you're going to talk about the ancestors, then let's talk about them, but let's not put them down because that's where our knowledge derives from. That's where we're going to get the information to do what we actually need to do going forward. Sorry.
They ain't ready for that conversation. They ain't ready for it.
I just think that people should go look up the Gullah Wars. That should tell you everything you need to know about us and what we actually did. We ain't just fucking take slavery and shit. We fought every fucking step of the way.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know.
I need a hand clap for that.
Yeah.
For that brother Rahman. We are a passionate people from a passionate family.
Yes.
We have very strong parents.
I want to make sure that you are a part of that youth organization because you're supposed to be a part of that.
Weird. But
It sounds
one thing I say, and you know, I didn't give our disclaimer, but one thing I normally say during the readings is I may understand, you may not. You may understand, I may not. We both may understand, or we both may not understand. And this is the part where I understand and you don't, and I stand firm in my belief. I'm not changing my answer. It's up to you to take action. If you decide you're going to take action, I do not waver on this. My faith is strong. It's coming from my God ear, so I'm going to trust that. So get to work.
Okay.
What I said.
Okay, I'm listening to the guys. Y'all brought us here. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on and speak the knowledge. Go on and speak.
I don't like that. Why'd you make me do that?
Why you say, Rocky, can you say that one more time?
We don't sugarcoat shit here, Tina. You know that. Just drip the mic. Give him that treatment. Just because he's family, he gets to drip the mic.
Listen, here's the thing
this is what I want you to
out,
say
right?
again, Rocky.
Maybe about 15 or 20 years ago, Tupac said some shit and it was funny because he laughed after the fucking verse. He was like, God coming, she just taking her time. You know, and I was like, that shit always mess with me. So if you do the research,
come on.
Yeah, of course, it makes sense. Like, come on, don't be stupid. Of course, we all came from a woman.
That's right.
You know, ain't no motherfucker. That shit that they tell us in that, and again, in that goddamn Bible and all that bullshit that they've been teaching us for the years or whatever, they just trying to distort the world and make everything inside out. That's all the shit is. Whatever. But yeah, we all come from women.
Yes.
That's why they know more, do more.
Yes.
More game. Got a name from our women. Got a game from our women. That's where it comes from.
That's right.
Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta give it up. I know y'all hate it.
Babies.
I know y'all hate it, but brothers, we are not the we are the product of. So I know y'all don't like it. I know some of y'all letting y'all nuts, make y'all make decisions like I'm the man, this and that. No. Yes, certainly if you settle down and listen to your woman, your mom, your sister, if you settle down, like I say in my poem, our women have arrived.
That's right.
They have arrived.
Yeah.
And they've always been here.
Yeah.
And we're the ones that's late to the party.
That's
I know y'all don't like it, brothers. I know y'all don't. We are the niggas that's late to the party.
That's right.
Not the women.
Now, some of them do misuse their pussy power.
Come on. Right. Some of you are so addicted that y'all trying to get back in it. Since y'all came out of it, y'all want back in. Like, the fuck?
Yo, this is 2020's on 2020 visions on Drip the Mic, y'all. This is how y'all get it.
No, for real. As you know, we are their soldiers. They are the mentalists or whatever. We, of course, are here to protect them or whatever.
That's right. We're here to do the heavy lifting. Come on.
We the bees. Don't fuck with our hornet's nest.
Yeah.
We the bees.
Bees are known to swarm, right? Okay.
Come on
so
now.
say that. I'm so glad it's being said on
I know my
2020
brothers don't
Vision.
like hearing this, but
I
it's
was going
about
to just
the
give them
women.
the visual, but I'm glad y'all saying it.
But the bees
Wonderful.
work for the
Yes.
For the queen.
For the queen.
For the
always.
goddess.
Yeah, always.
Really?
Again, I know for y'all over masculine brothers out there, I know it
Hurt
sucks.
Hurt y'all feelings.
Suck it up. It's what it is.
Ouch. I'm
It's
sorry they
what
told
it
y'all
is.
so many lies.
It's what it is. Suck it up. It's what it is.
Isn't it crazy when you find out you're the ignorant one?
Right. It's
The
what
whole
it
time.
is. You know,
The
yeah.
whole time.
You know. But I'd rather be contradicted.
I get it, brothers, because y'all. I get it.
They
I get
mix
it.
the
Male
lies with
species.
truth and shit.
Yeah.
They tell you about like the first woman on Earth that they found like millions and millions of years ago, and they call her wasn't Alice or some shit,
Yeah.
or whatever. But they don't tell you that she was black.
Yeah.
The first person, human being, man being
Yes.
on this fucking earth was a black woman.
That's right.
Okay, and then she gave birth to the motherfucking to the species, to the human species.
race.
Now, what this other species is, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh,
But
Well, I mean, I can touch on that a little bit. I mean, we was a little bit closer to the equator, as you know, we were born close to the equator. What happens is, see, race was created. Race wasn't. There's actually no such thing as race. Race was created. We were all born black, but however, we were so fucking intelligent. Some of us were so fucking intelligent. We knew in order to preserve, we wanted to get away from the sun.
Yeah.
So as we, you know, as those of us that moved away from the sun, what happened was moving away from the sun, there wasn't that melanation that we have. They began to not get as much as us black people have. And so what happens is, so basically, white people is a basic fucking experiment. You know what I mean? Some shit that didn't even happen on purpose. Everybody's black. We were all born black. Race is something that was man-made. I mean, I could go deeper into that, but I don't think everybody's ready to have that conversation. But
yeah, you got to start going into that. You got to start going into the aliens.
Yeah, got to start going into a whole bunch of other shit.
You got to spoon feed.
Yeah. You know,
they find in the black race DNA. I'll tell you all that, but them motherfuckers are spliced.
Right.
Go ahead.
So, Tina, were you done with the words from Divine that you had for Brother Rahman?
Yes, love and light, heart emoji.
Well, I know.
Hey, this is a Libra. This is a Libra woman, boy. This is a Libra. This is a Libra woman, big bro. So you know.
So, Baba T,
now, that was Leo energy I got. It's like, let me okay. And Tina's back now. Yeah.
Easy.
So Baba T, I know you're the vinegar.
I love you, and I say that I want to just encourage you to do the right thing, because we have so many of our youth that don't know how to love, especially our young men. They don't know how to love. They haven't been taught how to love. They haven't been taught how to receive love and protect themselves. And so I'm just sending that cast of protection around all of you, and may your endeavors come out tenfold when you help these youth to do what they need to do and keep you protected during the process.
Yes, ma'am. Your word is bond.
All right.
So, Baba T, I'm trying to get over here to you. Do you have anything that you want to say? I know you do the vinegar, right? You do the vinegar?
I do.
Okay.
Tina kind of took the lead on
the vinegar.
She went all vinegar there.
Yeah,
no, she went all vinegar there.
All in.
I don't have any messages for him per se.
Okay.
Tina definitely stuck to the honey and vinegar.
Right.
Okay. Well, happy birthday again, Rahman.
Birthday, big bro.
We're gonna be wrapping up soon here, so you can hang out with us if you want. If no one else is on the line, okay, so you can hang out with us, for the rest of the show if you want. But thank you for the questions and the comments and the commentary and being our first guinea pig in regards to readings. So so I want to I want to get a little more on us, just a couple of more things in before we go. We're probably going to run a little late. We started a little late, so we're going to run a little late today. But I would like you, if Subliminal can bless us with a piece to kind of get us back into this synergy that we had, going on. If you can bless us with a piece, that would be great.
This is called God's Masterpiece. A masterpiece, layers of written purpose, projecting rulers, kings, created above limitations and disappointment, royal by nature, a product of masculine ancestors' empowerment, called now, identified as a god, You see, your anatomy's power is evidence of giving abilities, unlimited intelligence beyond measure. Diamonds. You see, diamonds are haunted viciously. They're sized, priced, and sold, just like our ancestors. Extraordinary strength comes in those diamonds because they go through so much. They are undervalued in unconquerable circumstances. You see, your real reflection is remarkable masterpiece, exposing immense value and worth that they have ownership over. They have called you a beast, a thug, a savage, because that's what they were taught, to despise your existence. No man, and I mean no man, can determine your intelligence except nothing less than you deserve. They try to control your influence by putting reins placed upon you to eradicate and eradicate your footsteps on this earth. On this earth. On this earth. They want to exterminate our race. See, you're a valuable potential. They fear this. They're hell-bent. They're complex. They are insecure. They want to sacrifice the blood of innocent souls. Our knowledge is passed down to another generation. This is our weapon in seeking our vengeance. Don't let the art of humanity die. The Creator's effects, their efforts and labors and passion, that's what's in our veins. Each masterpiece must survive and flourish, grow to tell the beautiful story painted, the artist's transformation, unwavering symbols of peace. You see, on your shoulders mounts a heavy weight, the burden other races always watch. But kings can carry matters others have never known to exist. So my strong African black king, recover from the fall, because success is failure turned inside out. Kings, I recrown you with peace, strength, and love, while marveling in the moment that you're reclaiming your passion, your intent. For royalty, royalty is our black kings. And that's that drip.
Yes.
You know, I think there was so much power in the one line where she said, I re-crown you. There's so much power there in that line. And I don't even know if you understand as a black man what that means. You know, hearing that, that's powerful. That's powerful. I just got to commend you on that. Re-crown. So y'all just kind of think about that. Re-crown you. So just give some thought to that. What do you think about that, Baba T? Oh, I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
You know, it's interesting. Probably about 3 or 4 months ago, that was actually a sister who actually said that to me, that it was time for me to put my crown back on. And I definitely received that with gratitude and love.
Yes.
And so to hear it again, to be said, you know, not just to me, but to the masses of brothers out there, it is time. It's past time, you know. And to be crowned by our own women makes it even more special.
Yes.
So I greatly appreciate that piece, that part as well. I really received that. Ashe.
Yeah, it was a beautiful piece. It spoke right on time. It spoke to the moment, not just the moment and the state of the world, but just literally this moment that we're in right now. So it was a great piece. Yep.
Rocky, did you want to say something about that? Do we got time for him to speak on it?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you.
Well, there you go. And there it is.
Yes,
there it is.
Re-crown you.
Okay, before we're going to get ready to wrap this up. Before we go, I want to talk. I want Tina and Baba T to actually speak on their websites, their classes, their healing, and we actually want to show the people where they can reach them at, and how they can get some of their great services. So let's start. You have those in order for me? Okay. Run that for me, please. So we're going to start with Tina, and we'll show some of her information so that you guys can get a hold to her and let her provide some of these great services for you. We have your website, Tina. Talk to us a little bit about your website, please.
So it's bookwithtina.com. I try to keep it real simple for everybody. I have not updated my website just yet, but I just stopped offering massages. I strictly want to focus on doing Reiki and readings and teaching my courses. All of my courses and readings are available on the website. My days are Tuesdays through Saturday on there. For the month of October, it's going to kind of be scattered because it's my birthday month and I'm going to be traveling. But once I find out where I'm going, I'll have some openings. But it's good for you to go ahead and get booked up for the month of November. So you can go ahead and pre-book so that you won't be one of the ones saying you got to wait till December to get in. And especially if you're wanting to sign up for my numerology course project class. So that's how you get in touch with me. On IG is Book with Tina, and on Facebook is Book with Tina. Everything is a Book with Tina.
All righty. And Shaman Baba T, we have some of your information to show as well. Talk to us about your website, please.
So this is my booking site through Acuity, and it's where if someone needs to set a private one-on-one. I do free consultations so I can see if I'm the right healer for you to make sure it is something that I can do. And if I can, of course, I'll redirect you to someone that can. But I do cleansings, whether it's the home, of people, of businesses, prosperity, and also do chakra work and healings, pretty much anything that the soul needs and the soul calls out to me, that is what I go in. I also run the Healing University, as it was just shown, and this is where I teach for $30 a month. I ask for a donation of $30 a month, where I teach light workers how to use their divine abilities. A lot of times we have these abilities, but we just don't know how to structure them. And so I teach how to not only heal yourself, but to use your divine abilities to heal others as well. So they can reach me through, you can type in Shaman Baba T in the search in Facebook and find me that way. And then my IG is also at Shaman Baba T.
Okay, thank you, Shaman Baba T. Can you all talk about your show that you have on Drip the Mic Network? We mentioned it briefly, wanted to shine a light on it specifically. So, Tina, would you start out telling us about the wonderful show that you have on Drip the Mic Network?
Absolutely. It's Being Intuitive with Tina Wolfe, and of course, my amazing co-host, Shaman Baba T. We have lots of fun on the show. It's definitely for ages 18 and up, so put them kiddies to bed. We talk about all kind of things from, lately we've been doing a lot of yoni cleanses and my favorite thing that we didn't touch on here. Can I say it, Shaman?
You can say whatever.
My favorite thing that
you can say it. Go ahead.
So, one time I was doing a cleanse. I typically do a yoni cleanse for the women, where you actually take a journey into your vagina, go up the canal, and do a cleansing to purify yourself. And I was like, man, there needs to be one for the men. And then so Shaman Baba T came up with one right off the spot called a meditation called This Dick Ain't Free. Now, me and him, I love him, but sometimes we kind of bump heads. This is where we bump heads a little bit sometimes. But I know they need to know they value and they worth, but you taking away some of my booty call ding-a-ling. Like, don't do that. So, but we have different meditations. We do cleansing, grounding, like we always have on the show, and then people calling in. We just go with the flow. What you want to add to that, Shaman?
Oh yeah, so it's definitely a divine-led show. That's something me and Tina, we talk about behind the scenes. She's like, what we gonna talk about? What we gonna do? And I'm always like, just let it flow. Let it flow. See what happens. See what comes up. Right. Whatever comes up is supposed to be talked about that night. And so I love when we do the women's talk and the men, we get to sit back and we get to listen to the women. And then we did men's talk. We did men's talk this past Thursday, and where we get to talk, the men and the women are listening. And those parts of the show just really, really make my night, because we get to actually speak about things that a lot of people are afraid to touch. And we touch on everything from spirituality to sex and how it, is tied into your spiritual life. We talk about, matter of fact, we did a cleansing where I woke up the yoni for those who might have had them sleeping, so that so when they be able to either have sex with their partner or with themselves, that climax will not only be good, but it will be one that releases like emotional trauma as well.
Wow!
So we do a whole lot of interesting things on the show. Yes. Oh yeah.
That romance. Yes. That's on your website, right?
Not yet, but it's going to be on there very soon. I'm still doing some testing on that.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a womb. Coming.
That sounds.
I like that.
Coming to your womb.
That sounds.
On the show, we just come up with.
That sounds exciting. Okay, and now, is there anything that you guys wanted to say to the panel before we start wrapping up with the last comments? Just the panel, the actual panel. Was there anything that you wanted to give us before we start wrapping up with the last comments?
Go ahead, Shaman.
I would start off by saying Ameerah. Did I say that right?
It's Ameerah.
Ameerah.
Ameerah. I'm sorry, Shaman. This is a very important name that my mama and my daddy gave me. And it's and y'all done said it wrong a couple of times, and I try to be very respectful about people's name, because names mean a lot. And this was really, I was a preemie. It's a whole story. So Ameerah, and it means princess in Arabic. Ameerah.
Okay, my apologies.
Yeah,
definitely going to make sure I got it right.
Please,
so thank you for correcting me on that.
Thank you.
When you speak, I notice your eyes tend to kind of look down and a little bit to your left. And when you're doing that, you're speaking directly from your higher self, but you're also allowing God, you're also allowing the ancestors to speak through you. Mm-hmm. You're a very powerful channeler. Mm-hmm. I would imagine that half of the things you say, you don't even remember when you're in that moment, because it's not you speaking, it's someone else speaking through you. You allow the divine to speak through you very freely. And just watching you do that tonight, to be able to see you do it, I was like, oh yeah, she's definitely in her divine purpose. You have that gift of being a messenger.
Thank you.
You're a messenger. There's like no doubt in my mind about it.
Thank you.
And so it was amazing watching you tonight in those moments.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Spoke through the divine.
Incredible.
Thank you. Appreciate you. You want to speak to?
Am I able to ask a question?
Sure.
Okay. So meditation, and I don't know if I think that other people have this problem, because I know, like, when you first start doing meditation, it's kind of hard for you to get into it. Most people say to, like, clear your mind or whatever. But so I've been trying to do like meditation lately or whatever, and I've tried it before in the past. Trying to get my chakras up over my third eye and the whole thing. But every time I get into like this meditation, I feel like, I don't want to use like demons, but it's like I feel like I get attacked. Does that sound normal?
Can he describe? I'm sorry. I know you got the answer, Shaman. I wanted him to describe a little bit of when he says attacks for the people that needs a little more understanding. So when you say attack, what type of things are happening?
Like, okay, so when I start meditating, and I'll like, close my eyes, and then it's like all of a sudden it's like you feel these presence, not just one, but just different presence, like you feel, and it's like you get that feeling like, okay, these are not good ones, and I'll have to keep popping my eyes open, and then like after about like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm like, you know what, I can't do it, because they just keep coming every time I try. And I don't know if it's me or I don't know. I can't explain it.
Shaman, Baba, you want to deal with that or?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. So, look, y'all heard demons, right? I'm like,
demons. That's right on my. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, what's happening is when you try to meditate, one of the first things I teach for new students of mine is how to be able to connect with the inner self, which is the emotional body, and the higher self, which is the spiritual body. And when you meditate, you are connecting with your higher self. And your higher self shows you what's wrong, or it shows you what's around you and what you need to do. Your emotional body shows you what's wrong. So when you're going into meditation, the first thing is happening is your inner self is saying, before we can get up to the third eye, there's some demons within we have to deal with. Mm-hmm. And until we deal with those demons within us, you're not going to be able to reach to your highest self. You have to deal with the trauma, the emotions that are within you. So when you think of the chakra system, because you did say you try to work on your chakras, from the root chakra up to the heart chakra deals with your inner self, your emotions. You know, the root deals with the trauma, the sacral deals with the emotions, your power in the solar plexus, and then of course your love, right? So once you deal with those demons that are being shown to you by your emotional body, then you can have clarity from your higher self to be able to see what it is you're trying to receive from your higher self. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, perfect sense. Thank you.
So when you're in that meditation, what I'm saying for you is when you see the spirits and feel the spirits, ask them, why are they there? Mm-hmm. Right? Not all demons are there to attack you. No. Some demons are there to show you something about you. Yeah. So they're not always there to do some harm. Sometimes they're there to say, you need to find out why I'm here, and then once you figure it out, I'll leave.
Yeah. I agree.
And one of them is your territory. He wants to enlarge your territory, and you haven't let him tap into that yet. He's telling you, I need to show you how to enlarge your territory. And every time it comes up, you block him out, and he can't show you how to get to that next level.
Wow.
Because of the fear.
Because of your fear.
Of the,
mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, I was going to say that as soon as you started talking about, I wanted, Shaman Baba T to speak to it because I can see how excited he got.
He has an aura. No, he has an aura that just kind of shines. It just kind of pops when you need to get at something. It's like that pit bull. Like that you got on the chain, and he's sitting there like, right? And so it shows. It's definitely there.
But I just wanted to say that I think you're getting exactly what you're asking for, because when you've been meditating, you're looking for something. You're not only trying to go within self, but you're trying to find that higher purpose. You're trying to connect to divine intelligence, infinite intelligence, and wisdom. You're now trying to figure out what it is that you don't know so that you can make your life better. We all want to be happy. We all want happiness. We all want love, which is another word for happiness. So you're seeking for something. And you've asked before you even, set in or laid down into meditation, you've asked. But it's almost like you're afraid of your own creation because they all can.
Well, I mean, because they don't just come there. Like, okay, like y'all was, talking earlier about, I know, Kim, our sister Kim, she told us that every time that was happening to us, we would call it the witch's ride.
The witch riding our back is what we was told.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been happening a lot lately, right? And it's like they don't just stop there. They've been coming in like the dreams and everything, like in my dreams. And it's like I know when I'm dreaming, I know when I'm not. I keep making a mistake and astral projecting, trying to get out of the dream, but I'm not really out. I keep getting snapped back in and shit. It's just gotten crazy over the past like 6 months. So I'm just like, okay, what the hell's going on?
I feel like, and Tina, and I would like Tina to step in on this after. I just feel like that's how strong your asking is. You're very powerful and you're very focused all at the same time. Like now, if you look at Donald Trump, that can be a dangerous thing. But if you look at Martin Luther King and the things that he has done, that can be a very powerful, positive thing. So the focus and the fact that you're asking and the power inside of you, it's coming in abundance, just like a blessing. You don't know anyone that gets blessed for one thing at one time just for that one reason. I always used to say that when God swipes the hand down, everybody in the way is going to get some on them. So you're asking, you know what I mean? So you're asking very heavily, and you're receiving it in abundance. Positive, negative, yin, yang, it's relative to what you're looking for. And like Shaman Baba T said, sometimes they're there to show you yourself. Tina, you want to add on to that?
I am in agreement with what has already been said. I have always done my meditations. I also offer guided meditations. I've always done my meditations differently from everybody else. There is no one way, right way to do it. Some people think that meditation is sitting in silence and you're supposed to clear your thoughts. But for me, that has never been the case. It has always been a way for me to find out answers. One thing that I have learned to do is to create a boundary around myself, whether it's a bubble or I'll put on a cloak, or whatever it is that I feel, or just saying I am protected while I'm going through this process, and making sure that when I'm asking the questions that I am listening. And it's the same thing for you. When you operate out of a space of fear, that's the first thing that needs to be addressed. When you're operating out of space of fear, it allows any energies, entities, spirits, or people that are on that frequency to come in and tap into your meditation or anything else. So the first thing is you need to go into it in love. I feel like when you're in the shower, I don't know if you talk to yourself in the shower, if you sing in the shower, if you rapping, what you doing something in the shower. I'm not looking at you butt naked. I'm just looking head up, okay? But I'm just saying, in the shower, this is where you cleanse. This is the best time for you to meditate, ask, and pray, or whatever your system is, during the time when you're in the shower, because it's when you're the most powerful with water. There's a deep connection with water with you. And so it's a cleansing process. So, you can singing can be your meditation. All meditation means is focusing to get a result. You're either focusing to make yourself singing and focusing to make yourself happy. You're asking a question to get an answer. That's all meditation has been to me. Very rarely have I ever had where there was just no silence. So don't feel like you have to try to control your thoughts. Just like what's been already said, sometimes you have to allow that thought to come out so you can address it. And if there's something that is really and truly bothering you, don't push it away, because the more you push it away and resist it, the bigger it goes. But again, I see your heart like green, and just really big, like a lime green. To me, lime green means a God connection. Again, I don't know, it's just a God connection. So you're divinely led. So quit operating out of a space of fear and start walking in your faith.
I think I love you.
And she's been given all across the board.
Okay. Okay. So who's ever tuned in through Blog Talk, we got about 5 minutes before that is not accessible or available anymore. So Rocky, if you want to switch over to watching it on Facebook or YouTube, that would be better. We're going to just close out for these last couple of minutes, but just to warn you guys, at 8:30, Blog Talk will cut off. We do have to wrap it up. I was going to give Tina a chance to kind of go through the panel and say some things, but Spirit did what it was supposed to do.
Exactly.
And we're here, and this sounds like a continuation to me. This sounds like a part 2 to me. And we can. What I would like to do is bring you guys back, and you actually do your show on this show, and do what we call a crossover show.
Yes.
So, Drip the Mic Network has several shows on its network, to include 2020 Vision. And because this one is visual, we think it's kind of neat, kind of fun, kind of cool, and cross-promo opportunity for us to then bring your show on 2020 Vision, so then you can be visual, the people can get touchy feel, not really, but you know what I mean, get that touchy feely, you know what I mean. And
he's up in here. I'm sorry.
so I would love to invite you guys back. My October is filled, but by November, and we'll get on the phone and we'll schedule it, and we'll do everything
90
properly.
seconds.
But I would love to invite you guys back to actually do a crossover show, so we can actually see how your show works, but here on 2020 Vision.
Love to do that.
Yes. Yes.
It's dope. We've done Erotic Fridays on this show, and it was amazing. So yeah, I definitely encourage that.
Okay, and so last comments from, and you guys that are watching on YouTube, IG, Twitter, and all of those things, don't trip when you hear these seconds count down. It's just on Blog Talk Radio. You guys are good. But if we could, should we wait for it to count down before we had them do their last comments? Because I don't want it to interrupt them. Can we mute it? Can we just cut it off?
You can end the show at any time. You can end it.
Okay.
If you
just
go ahead and end it.
Just end Blog
show.
Talk.
Yeah,
that way it won't
show.
come through the feed, through the stream. Okay. If you end it, that way I can have them talk. Yes, please. Thank you. All right. Now we're safe. Okay. Tina, would you mind saying just some last comments, some last words to the people, to the listening audience? You have people tuned in from Facebook all around the world, from YouTube as well as Twitter, as well as Periscope, and even on IG Live. Can you give us some words, some last comments that you would like to leave the people with?
Love yourself. And if you're not sure what love is, ask this question. I give this to people homework. I'm the type of reader that I like to give people homework, because my belief system is give a man a fish, he eat for a day, teach a man a fish, he eat for a lifetime. And I'm into lifetime lessons. I feel like me just telling you what to do is not going to help you. You have to actually take action. So that's why I like to give people homework assignments to do with each and every one of my readings and or my intuitive classes. So ask the question, what is your definition of love? And I'm going to encourage you to ask this to yourself. And if your first response is, or your first response is, well, what are you talking about? Are you talking about romantic? Or are you talking about, if it's any of those type of responses, then that means those are the types of people that you're going to be drawing in. Okay. So in an effort to correct that, just acknowledge that you don't know. It's okay to just say, most of us grew up learning the word love, but we only know the feeling of it. So the thing to ask other people is, what is your definition of love? And you will be so amazed and surprised at some of the answers that you get. One of the best answers I ever got was from a 21-year-old young lady. And I asked her, what is her definition of love? She immediately said, take care of. She said, because when you love something, you take care of it. And so I added that to my dictionary. I'm really huge on words and transforming what the definition of it means. Even words like evil. A lot of people think evil is attached to a monster, but to me, evil just means morally wrong. I could love strawberries and you could not love them. Yeah. And to me, if I eat the strawberry, then you're going to think I'm evil. So, I really encourage you, even if you know the definitions of words that trigger you. Like I know for a lot of women, the word beautiful triggers you. Look it up. Look up the psychology on YouTube. Look up the psychology of the word and go within yourself and find out what it is so that you can start loving yourself the way that you need to. And when I close out on the show, I always tell people, make sure that you compliment at least 10 people, because you never know whose life you can change. You never know whose vibration you can raise up, and you never know what door of opportunity you can open up by simply paying a compliment. And if you're the type of person that's afraid to do it, I'm going to encourage you to do it even more, because during those times when you're not sure that you have enough strength to make it through the day, all those compliments that you gave out are going to come back to you tenfold, and then it will uplift your spirit during that time. So that's me. That's Tina Wolfe, bookwithtina.com. Heart emoji.
Thank you, Tina. We really appreciate you coming on the show today. I know it was a short notice. We had to for guests. What the hell? Transfer guest. But
Perfect timing.
thank you for obliging us as well. And love, life, and light to you. Shaman Baba, yeah, there we are. Baba T. Don't after I gave you all that drama, I don't want to mess up.
Right.
Shaman Baba
Get
T.
this shit right, yeah.
Baba T. But let me tell you
something to me.
Let me tell you why I was gonna say Bubba. Okay, it's a long story, but I met a woman while I was in the Middle East, and she's from Nigeria, and I contacted her granddad for her who had passed away, and he raised her because her father died when she was young, so or so that she's been told. And so when I contacted him, he kind of came out of nowhere, and I was asking him what to call him when I give the message to his granddaughter, and he said, "Call me Bubba," and I said, okay. So when I took it, and I didn't know what that meant at all. That's what, it was a nickname as far as I was concerned. And when I took it to her and I took the message, and she said, because I think I may have even said to her, I think he said something like Baba or something. And she said, it's pronounced Baba. That's what it means, father. And she's from Nigeria. And so that was my confirmation that I was, first of all, speaking to the right person. So when I went to say Bubba, that's where that came from. So that's what I was told the pronunciation of it was from my friend in Nigeria.
I've heard it said many different ways.
Yeah.
The first time it came to me, it was someone called me Baba. This wasn't a name I gave myself. This was people around me started calling me that, and I didn't even know what the word meant when they first started calling me that.
Yeah.
And I had to look it up to find out it meant father.
Yeah.
And then also that it could also mean someone who's looked at in high regards.
Okay.
Depending on which part of West Africa
you're
looking at can depend on the definition.
Yeah.
But it all boils back down to father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I rock with it.
I rock with it. I'm the father. So what's the last comments you would like to leave with the people?
Last comment I would like to leave with the people. Actually, I wanted to do a cleanse.
Okay.
Is actually what came to me.
Okay.
Was to do a cleanse to allow any negative energies that may be attached that are not yours. We're not talking about the darkness within self, but we're talking about the darkness they may have attached to you from around you.
Okay.
I wanted to do this cleanse just to help those before we leave tonight, leave in higher vibrations and just feeling more uplifted.
Okay.
We have people watching. Why not use this time to heal the masses? Why not use this time to do something that my dream's been showing me, which is doing mass healings, mass cleansings, right?
Yes.
And if I have your permission, I'd like to do that.
Sure, we would love that.
Okay. So I'd ask everyone to just take a deep breath. Okay. Just want to relax yourself, release any expectations of what you may or may not feel, hear, or see, and just allow the divine to work through this cleanse. I'm going to do this cleanse using symbols because symbols and sigils are looked at as like portals, and they work very fast and they're very strong. And I can reach a lot of people at one time. So first symbol I'm going to do is one that's going to pull all the negative energies from your body out the front of your body. You're going to feel these energies being pulled from the front of you, any negative energies that don't serve you. So we're going to take a second, maybe 5 or 10 seconds, and allow that energy to be pulled. And you'll be feeling it coming from different places. Just allow yourself to feel, where do you feel it coming from? Sometimes it'll answer why you've been having some issues in the physical body. You've been having some stomach pains, may have some negative energy attached there. So that's what I feel the most coming from most people here. It's in the stomach. So the next thing I would like to do is a symbol that deals with being centered in your heart space. And this symbol allows you to have balance within, but it also allows you to be able to see reality. Nowadays, I think that's a really big problem for us, that we have a hard time not only seeing reality, but accepting reality. So this symbol allows you to be able to be centered in your heart space and accept reality for what it is in a loving way. So I'm going to push this symbol right into your heart space and allow it to balance your upper and lower bodies and your masculine and your feminine energies, and allow unconditional love to flow. I'm going to push that right through your back, upper back, You're going to feel some energy come in through the upper back and out the front, which is going to be the unconditional love going through your heart chakra. And as I feel that energy go through the back of our heart chakra, I feel some tension in some folks that are starting to release. See? So let that unconditional love help you relax and be at ease. And know that you are protected, you are loved, and everything's going to be just fine. Okay, and the last symbol I'm being used to being shown to do is one to help raise the vibrations. We talk about raising the vibrations to ensure that we don't allow darkness that's not within us to attach to us, keeping our vibrations on a higher level so that we can be able to live in love and light. So as I do this lightning bolt going from the ground up with the intentions of raising your frequencies individually for the highest good of your highest true self, of who you are, your highest true self. I command it so, Ashe. As this energy starts to raise your frequencies, you may start to feel tingling from your feet, going up your legs, all the way up to the top of your head. Some people start to feel like they're naturally high, start laughing, feeling light, feel like they're going to start floating. Those are all natural feelings if you start to feel that way. But we just want to make sure the vibrations are high so that we can sleep well tonight and prepare for this week that's coming up. Ashe.
Ashe.
Well, thank you, Shaman Baba T. That was beautiful, wonderful. Thank you so much. We all needed it. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show again. Thank you for short notice. I think we just got each other's number today. So, but thank you so much for coming on. We really enjoyed you. Like I said, would love to have you guys back to do your show on this show, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay,
Love
good.
it. I'm ready.
Good. Really quick, we're down to 8:39. We got to pay more money. Tony back there cracking the whip. Aziz, can you leave us with a few short words? I'm sorry,
Yes,
but a few short words. Okay.
Yes, I am Aziz, the pulmonologist, CEO of Drip the Mic. And I just want to thank you for having us here, me and my wife. And this show, was just so amazing. I'm not going to do a long commentary. To learn more about the Drip the Mic Network, go to dripthemicllc.com, and there's also links to Tina Wolfe and Shaman Baba T's website on there as well.
Okay, so that and your handles?
I'm sorry, I am Aziz the Pulmonologist Robinson on Facebook. On Instagram, I am at Pulmonologist. And so, again, and then you can also leave me a message on dripthemicllc.com.
Looking for me, go to his, Ashe.
No last comments?
No last comments.
All right. All right. Well, thank you all. Thank you guys for being here. It was really a pleasure. Yes. We had a great weekend in Vegas. Yes. Now we get to top it off with a spiritual enlightening show. Everything is everything. All is well. Again, my name is Ameerah the Songstress, and I'd like to thank you guys for coming on. I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Those who are on IG, I'd like to thank you guys for staying tuned. Facebook, YouTube, I'd like to thank all the people that tune in every Sunday to just watch this girl do her thing. And I'm glad you guys are going on this spiritual journey with me. We are really all in this together. I know it sounds like a cliche, but once you know spirit and understand how we're connected through divine energy, you'll start to understand who self is and why we are all a part of God. So can you call yourself God?
That's right. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You probably can.
Yep.
Heaven is within you.
Yeah, probably can. If your kidney is inside of you serving you, it's your kidney, and you can say that that's me, and that kidney is mine, and I'm the kidney. So if God is inside of you serving you, then who are you? This has been filled with love, life, and light for so many reasons. I have pulled a few cards, and one of my newer gifts is doing the cards. I still read the manual every time I pull the card. I had this one, and this one was for Tina. And the reason why it was for you is because it was upside down to me. Now, upside down to me just means go inside self, but it was pointing directly for you. And when you spoke, and it's also Eridani, and It's number 13, and it says death. So just doing a little dying of self and clearing the energy and any negative energy and any confusion. It kept speaking on that, and that's what you spoke on when we first got on the show, Tina. So it was directed to you, and it's also facing the pyramid. So it was directed to you. Then we had the Weaver, which is another name is Queen of Scrolls, and it was the second card, and it was, guess what, directed to you, Shaman Bhavati, and it talked about the ego, like you were saying, let go of the ego. So it was just basically saying, I second that emotion. So this was your card. And I wasn't pulling it for you guys. I just asked Spirit to give me something for the moment. It's in front of my amethyst, my round amethyst rock. That's what it was in front of. And then the third one that I pulled, I think it's for me because it was actually pointing at me, and it was the Pilgrim, Page of Scrolls, and it was behind it is my my rose quartz that's carved into a heart. So for love, and basically like going on a pilgrim. Say the word.
Pilgrimage.
There we go. Everybody say all together because I can't get it out.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much telling me to go inside of self, but step outside my box. And once I do that, everything will open up to me. It's filled with love. It's a lot of love here waiting for me, and just kind of get rid of some of my. I don't want to say inhibitions, but get rid of some of those things. I could be a prude about certain things. I can be very structured about certain things. So just kind of let it go and relax, and just kind of take a journey of self and just kind of see what's waiting for me. So that's what I was getting in the cards while we were all sitting here the whole time. I want to say to the people, love, life, and light. Again, my name is Ameerah the Songstress. You can find me on IG at Ameerah the Songstress, YouTube at Ameerah the Songstress, and Facebook at Ameerah the Songstress. And if you want to listen, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, or anywhere you would like to listen. And remember, stay focused.
Stay focused.
No
regrets, no regrets, no regrets. Let me fix my crown, baby. Like dominoes, yeah, it's going down. My feet off the ground, elevated. You feel my soul when you hear my sound. And I don't know why you're like a red light that don't ever change. And you should know why I'm merging to the other lane. I'm getting close, I'm up next, no regrets, making hits is a reflex. I'm getting close, don't take a second to second guess, riding high so you know I'm blessed. Oh yeah, I'm getting close, I'm up next, no regrets, making hits is a reflex. I'm getting close, don't take a second to second guess, riding high so you know I'm blessed. No regrets, no regrets, no regrets. Ooh, I'm so tapped in, baby. Yeah, I'm turned on and tuned into that frequency. Bring love and light and healing in my energy. Hear a major difference in these minor melodies. And I don't know why you're familiar faces in strange places. They don't ever change. But you should know why I'm merging to the